Ha ha ha! We're here. Oh, we're on the wrong side. Let's switch sides. Woo! Anyway, look at this. Wow, StreamYard's picking up their game a little bit. They
Why is
now
that?
let you load the intro video so you don't have to play it. You can just load it in there and then it goes and then automatically mute your mics, automatically unmute your mics so you don't have to remember it as the host and producer. What a deal.
Whoa. I just
What a
woke up.
deal.
I don't even know what half the things you said.
You just woke up. I just ate lunch. So there.
So, you and I got some crazy lives.
I just got home from work, 7:30, and then finally got lunch. And now I got green apple Jolly Rancher that I'm finishing up here because my daughter doesn't like the green ones, so then I can get to have them.
What?
She doesn't like the green
apples
ones.
are the best.
She doesn't like them.
They're the only good ones.
She doesn't like them, so
blue
are the
raspberry
ones.
is pretty good. I like blue raspberry too.
Those are the ones I get to have because it's only the ones she doesn't like and the ones she lets me have.
Well, your daughter doesn't know jack squat, dude. She must be like Kyler Murray's offense coordinator. What happened?
How was Kyler Murray? He looks so bad in this game. Like,
dude, I got the video. We're gonna watch all the Kyler Murray show plays. I got it ready. We got some video. It's the Packer freaking winning week. It's time to get fired up. Stop yelling and complaining about stuff.
It's their best game.
Find something. Just heads up. If we get to all my videos today, which are 3,
holy moly!
I got a video right at the top that we talked about before we started. I got a video about how the Packers stopped Kyler Murray from running all over him. It's a beautiful video.
Yeah, they forecast rain, and then we're somewhat disciplined.
I don't know if that's what it was. And then I got a video. If you're a Kenny Clark fan, you do not want to watch.
Oh, come on, Kenny. I thought he was in there this week. He did a couple things.
Oh, he was in there. He beat his guy and got to the backfield and then did nothing. He got blocked by a guy and then he got his ass kicked and did nothing. He had the ball carrier run right past him and just stuck his arm out and then just kind of said, "Hey, what's up?" And the guy gave him a high five and kept going. I'm just saying, if you're a Kenny Clark fan, you probably don't want to stay until the end.
All right, Brandy's leaving by that one.
Because I've had enough. And I know you, like your guy's Jair, my guy's Kenny Clark. I mean, it's done. Done.
The Packers aren't force-feeding Kenny Clark as like some great guy leader all the time, even though he is a good guy, but he's not really a leader.
None of them are leaders. That's the biggest problem with this team. You know who the leader of the team is?
They just play their best game. There's no problems.
I can't. What am I yelling about?
The legend of 30. This game shows you the legend of 33 continues.
Well, damn. Let's go through it all.
Packers in their 33s.
In our Packer fandom lifetime, for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
Keith Woodside, he wasn't a bad guy.
No, he's all right.
He was a pretty dang good running back. And he was part of the Wood brothers.
Yeah.
Brett Fullwood and Keith Woodside, the running back combo of the late 80s.
He was more reliable than Fullwood, I feel like in a little shiftier and a little quicker.
Yeah, well, he was your agility guy. Yeah. He was your third down back, sort of agility, quicker. Brent Fullwood was like his name. He just kind of ran straight through you like a Fullwood. Anyways,
sometimes he fumbled it more often.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Side. Nick used to call him Fumblewood.
Fumblewood? Oh, okay. Well, I believe that's I can't remember all that. And then after that, we had the greatest cornerback in the history of the Packers until we got Charles Woodson, and then we got and Tremont Williams. So that didn't last very long. But in the 90s, we had Doug Evans, number 33.
33.
Who single-handedly turned the Super Bowl Packer 96 team around with a pick six against the Kansas City Chiefs that nobody ever talks about.
Dumb.
But he did it. The Packers had lost 3 games in a row that year. And even though they had the number 1 rated defense, they needed that pick six.
Yeah. Blessings to you.
And Doug Evans did it for us.
Yeah, he did.
Number 33. And then
He also
the Packers,
shut down all those big time receivers that thought they were good and all that.
everybody
What?
from Jerry Rice to Chris Carter to Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin
Against Michael Irvin got nothing against Doug Evans. Doug Evans shut his ass down. He got so pissed all the time, every time. It was beautiful.
So before you advance with the legend, Doug Evans, since we're on him, what modern day cornerback reminds you of Doug Evans the most?
Well, we all know who it is. It's Rasul Douglas.
I know, he's like a carbon copy almost. Oh my god. Oh,
well, actually, you know what?
Rasul's probably a little more physical.
Rasul's bigger, and I think he's slower, and I think
he's more aware though.
He's a better zone corner than he is a man, and that's the problem with Doug. Since we're talking about Doug,
okay, yeah,
the Packers played a man coverage under Fritz Shermer. They did a lot of 4-3 man, and they just said, take this guy and shut him down, and he did. And then he went to he's nothing like him, because the Packers didn't sign him back. They let him go in free agency. He went to the Panthers, to Dom Capers at the time, who was the head coach of the Panthers. They were an expansion team. I mean, they've been around for a couple of years, because that was one of the teams the Packers beat to get to the Super Bowl in the Dorsey Levens game.
Right.
Which was an awesome game where Dorsey Levens had like 1 million touchdowns. And
is there a legend of 25 coming around? Well, not as good as 33. Keep going.
No, but Doug signed with the Panthers, and then they had him playing zone, and he sucked. And people were like, why does Doug Evans suck? And it's like, well, he's a man corner, so play him man. Don't play him zone. He's not the smartest guy in the world, but man, he was physical and monstrosity, and he could 6'3" and 200-pound corner, and it was light, faster than lightning, like duh. And he could actually move. He was like the guy who he reminds me of would be your guy Stokes. If he's actually any good. That's who Doug Evans was like. He was like Stokes if Stokes could actually cover somebody.
Okay. If he could change direction. Okay, continue on.
Then we had the dark times of 33.
Yeah.
Because we had a guy by the name of William Piece of Crap Henderson who could do absolutely nothing. He could do nothing on the team. He couldn't block anybody. You want to know how we know? Because Dorsey Levens averaged 5.2 yards a carry out of single back sets. And when he was in freaking I formation, he averaged 3.2 yards per carry. So you tell me how, when you have the fullback blocking for you, you average less yards per carry than when you have nobody blocking for you. I'll tell you how, when your fullback sucks ass. And that's what William Henderson was. Yet he became a freaking cult hero. And the Packers reporters and the Packers told all the fans how good he was. And all the fans believed it.
But why was that? It was only after he switched his number. He jumped on the 33 legend.
Right. He was 30 when the Packers won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then the Packers didn't sign back Doug Evans. And then he was like, can I switch to 33, Ron Wolf? And Ron Wolf's like, yeah, who cares? And then they switched him to 33. And when they switched him to 33, they lost in the Super Bowl to the Broncos. And they never got back again until they got rid of him. And they had a different 33. But that's besides the point.
We will get to what we're leading to here. But you're right. But
those were the dark times of 33 when William Henderson stole 33 and had it for a long time, like a good 6-7 years of the 33,
right,
and ruined it for a long time. And then I don't remember who was 33 after him. Do you remember?
But he also didn't become popular until he got 33. So I think he grabbed a little 33 juju and then sort of ruined it, but it helped him become more popular. Yeah. And then we had some dark times, and then we were blessed once again
with personal friend of the show,
friend
of the show, always been best buddies. We talk on a regular basis. At least you do. I only talk to him once a year. You talk to him like almost every other day. You and Micah Hyde, your number one favorite guy, and mine as well.
If all these different guys that are Aaron Rodgers' friends, where he claims they're all his, I mean, Micah Hyde's my friend. Right. I've spoken more to Micah Hyde and more in depth with Micah Hyde and spent more time with him than a bunch of guys that Aaron Rodgers says are his friends. So I'm calling him a friend and friend of the show. Yes.
Just like Robert Sala's son, who Aaron Rodgers plays catch with, and he was so disappointed to not be able to play catch with him ever again. Can you believe that? I don't want to get into all that right now.
Keep going to the 33s. Keep going.
33. So we had the great Micah Hyde,
friend of the show.
And then, of course, just like Doug Evans, after his 4 years with the Pack, being nothing but awesome, the dumb GM, this time it was Ted Thompson, said, a 33 who's really good on the team. I can't remember. Did we ever have another 33 who was really good and then we just let him go because we're stupid and didn't sign him back? Oh, yeah, we did. And they did the same thing they did, Ron Wolf did, and just let the 33 walk. And luckily, we gave 33 to guess what? Aaron Jones, one of the greatest 33s of all time, another awesome 33. And he was here for 7 years, and he dominated when he had a chance. There was the free Aaron Jones movement back when Mike McCarthy was here because he could never play him. And everybody's like, dude, what are we doing? And then what happened? Brian Gutekunst did the classic, hey, it's 33. Let's be dumb and let him go. Actually, we're not even going to let you go for agency. We're just going to straight up cut you when you're under contract and then pay another guy who's not nearly as good as you more money to take your job. Genius. But luckily, Goody, who doesn't know anything, allowed his scout from California, I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he's been with the Packers for a million years. He was like, hey, trade up and draft this guy and give him 33. He deserves it. And son of a gun, if that freaking, I can't remember what that scout's name is. Shout out to that guy. If you go back and watch after they drafted Evan Williams, this guy came up to the podium and talked about him. And they're like, why did you guys trade up for this safety after you just drafted the safety from Georgia? I wonder whose idea was to draft the safety from Georgia. We know who that was, Goody.
That's a Goody.
And this guy's like, because he's the best. And they're like, what do you mean? And he's like, listen, I've been scouting for 20, 35 years, whatever the guy's, he's old, he's like as old as me. He's older than me, 60 something. And he's like, I've seen them all. And this guy's the man. He's like, we had to trade up and get him when he was still there. I mean, that was dumb. He should have been gone way before the 4th round. Yep. Maybe that guy knows stuff. Maybe he should be the GM, not the scout in California.
I like it.
Okay. We shouldn't be poeticking about 33s until later, but we did it too early because I can't help myself.
Because it's so good. What did it say? Tell everybody. Evan Williams is what?
33.
Yeah, but what else is he? You just said it before.
Oh, he's the highest rated safety with 50 snaps or more, according to PFF. The number 1 safety in the NFL.
NFL in the whole league. And he's a rookie, and he couldn't get on the field much until after they were like, oh, well, we got to try. Some of the stuff ain't working. Let's get him out there. He keeps doing good stuff. He keeps impressing all of his teammates all the time. He impressed them in OTAs. OTAs, they were saying repeatedly. Kenny Clark said, whoa, this guy, he really got it in OTAs already. So the players knew. The coaches should have known. You got to get the guy in the – he performed in the preseason, didn't he? Get him on the field. And they finally are. And look at him go. Number 33, Evan Williams, lighting him up.
And it makes my heart sad, though, kind of. Because I didn't want to love it. I didn't want to love another 33 so fast. But Aaron Jones did it to me with Micah Hyde. I was like, dang, Micah Hyde. And then Aaron Jones is like, oh, okay, I love 33 again. And now Aaron Jones is gone and Evan Williams shows up. And I'm like, okay, I have to love the Packers again. Dang it, 33. I want to stop loving the Packers. And you have to keep making me love you because of you, 33.
Yep.
Why? 33.
Because whoever gets on the team that's a really good player is like, I want that number because I'm going to keep the legend of 33 going. And they are. I love it.
William Henderson sucks. But okay.
I know. Well, he tried to break it, but everybody else is like, nope. We're picking it back up. We're going 33 for life. 33 for life.
Well, there had to be a couple years in there with William Henderson before Micah Hyde showed up because Micah Hyde wasn't on the Super Bowl team and neither was William Henderson of the 2010. So
nobody wanted to touch it after
point.
Henderson. They didn't want to touch it after Henderson.
It was stained. It probably smelled nasty.
Yeah.
It smelled like my Chinese farts.
JJ's here. Hey, JJ. He's working up more trades again. God dang, JJ. First of all, celebrating that Narv dog is out and Tyrannus McManus is in. So
that's an interesting one. If you want to talk about that.
Well, I mean, LaFleur said the same crap after the game. I mean, Narvison seems like a decent guy. Whatever. He's trying hard. He kicks the ball pretty straight, which is less exciting than our last kickers who had all the wobbles and the weebles when they kick it. But he's missed the kick every freaking game. So, and then when LaFleur gets asked about it, he's like, well, I mean, he went out and made his other kicks, so that's what I expect from him, blah, blah, blah. And then finally, they brought in kickers, the last few weeks? Yeah. And now this one, they're just like, no, out, in.
Yeah, but this one's got a little history involved in him over last season. Yeah. So,
right.
With the whole flying on the plane back from London with the Jaguars and trying to. I mean, he's no wiener boy Deshaun Watson, but the accusations
That's
are out
good.
there that he likes to grab and touch some ladies
Oh,
on the plane when he's drunk. So
don't drink, McManus. Stay
don't
clean.
drink. Don't drink
Then
on the
he's
plane.
cooking them up. Love to see Myles Garrett. We need a pass rush. Oh, come on, JJ.
Yeah, no one's
We
gonna.
had a
What
pass
are we gonna
rush.
give him? They have so much money and draft picks invested in this defensive line.
We're getting pass
The
rush
guys need
from
to
the
perform.
blitz. We're getting pass rush from when we send Edrin Cooper, when we send cornerbacks, slot guys. We're getting or safeties. We're getting pass rush that way. So we'll just have to do it that way, JJ.
Yeah.
Plus, Carl Brooks gets some pass rush, and
Carl Brooks is
all right.
really good.
So like LVN, Rashawn Gary, wouldn't expect those guys. Not Kenny Clark, Carl Brooks. Anybody else? Devontae Wyatt, when he comes back, he gets some pass rush too. Lee's here. Guess who's the new dad? What? Are you a new dad? Come on. Congratulations, Lee, if that's you. I mean, if you're supposed to be the one we guess. Because it's not me or Ben anymore.
No way. I don't want to be a dad again.
If you're a new dad, congratulations to you. We had no idea, but go get him. Is it a boy or a girl? Boy or a girl?
That is awesome. How do we
awesome.
never hear about this stuff?
You know what?
It deserves it.
You, Lee, is this you brought a new being into the world? You are now joining the dad club. Congratulations. Your child has been graced with the fart gun.
Wow, that's some high honor right there.
Yeah.
That's like a bigger honor than getting a game ball after the game from Matt LaFleur.
JJ says congregations, Lee, and then he fixes it to congratulations. I like it. Maybe it's both congregations and congratulations.
I'm sure he got auto corrected by the AI. They always do that.
Dang it, but Gary's on a milk carton. You are not happy with Gary, Ben. JJ is not either. Wait, hold on. Lee's got more for us. Yes, new to the club, Fletcher Lee. Ooh, all right. I like it. Stop.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, but thank you. And congratulations to you, Lee. Thanks for being here. You want to give us the poundage and the size? What kind of size does Fletcher Lee have right out of the chute?
Whoa.
Hopefully. Well, it's out of the chute.
I know. Well,
maybe
sometimes they shoot out. Sometimes it takes a long time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Our first one took forever. Fletcher Lee, maybe he'll be the next Evan Williams. Maybe he'll be the next
33. I thought the
9-pounder. Holy moly. That's a big kid.
I think Grant was 9 pounds.
Yeah, but that was like 5 pounds ahead.
Yeah, Grant he had the giantest head. That guy, it was rough. They had to do a little slit operation with Jess. That sucked for her. She was not happy.
That's rough. Those kids.
And then they had to sew her back up. Anyways, we don't talk about all that.
All right, keep going, Ned. Back to Packers. Congrats, Lee. Great way.
That is awesome, Lee. That is awesome. Congratulations.
Very cool, dude. Very cool.
You have a long line of poopy diapers in your future. Good luck to you with that. Fart gun salute, especially for that as well. I'm sure he's farted. That's the best. That's the one thing you'll know is whenever Fletcher Lee farts, you'll see a little smirk on his face because he'll feel much better. Sometimes when he's crying and mad at Lee, he just has to fart. You just got to wait till he farts. True. And then when he farts, he's cool.
I was like, or he might have to do the full number 2. And then when he's up toddlering around and stuff and starts to talk a little more, like that's what our son did. He'd be off whenever he had to poop, he'd go off in the corner and stand there. And then you'd find him, you're like, hey, are you pooping over there? And he's like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He did that until he got potty trained. He's like off in the corner and he like
stand and do it. See, Grant.
Yeah.
When Grant had to poop, this is when he was like probably like a year old or so, year and a half. When he was walking around and stuff. He would, if we were at a store, like a Target or whatever, he didn't like pooping in front of anybody. So he would hide. You know how when there's the racks with all the clothes and there'd be like a big circle, he would go into there and hide in the big circle of clothes. And then one time, and we didn't know this, like, you know, and I don't know, Jesse wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. And then Jesse's like, "Oh my God, where's Grant?" And then I was like, "I don't know." And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, I'm looking, I'm listening. And I'm like, holy crap, we lost him. And then all of a sudden I hear, and I'm like, wait a sec. And I look in over the top, and there he is down there leading. He's like, I'm like, Grant, what are you doing? And he's like, and getting the poops out. And I was like, dang it, we got to go to the bath. We got to have to change that poor kid. But he used to hide in with all the clothes at the stores to take a dump. So when he was, you know, like a year and a half or whatever, 2 years old, whatever. So yeah,
Look forward.
But you're a long way. You're far away from that now. Lee is just he just lets it out in the, you know, and look out for when you got too much in the diaper than what it can handle. I mean, this show is all about poos, and that's when you got a baby. Get ready, you're gonna get a lot of poos. So, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Congratulations on the poos.
Congratulations. What do we got for plays? Are we going to plays?
Let's do it.
All right.
I got to snare my screen here.
Let's check out some plays who are
you're up first
from this week. All right, you asked me what my play was.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that was stuck on repeat there. Sorry about that. Kind of affected though. But I gave you my play, and then you were like, what? And I'll explain why the first Romeo Doubs touchdown was my play from this game. It has a lot to do with all the stuff that transpired and the guy just coming up with a play, breaking a tackle, getting in the end zone, and the reaction from his teammates giving him some love. So you are up on the screen.
I am.
You are.
All right. Well, here's your play of the game. Are you ready?
My play from this game. Here it is.
Graphics. Here it comes. In slow motion.
Oh, where are thou, Romeo? Nice. Now, that's a long throw out there.
It is.
But break the tackle, just jump in there. And Romeo, he's not much of a celebrator, but man, did he appreciate the love from his teammates. Which
there's a little bit longer love on the other side here, but it's a pretty quick pass. But look at this, good pass protection. Guy's doing pretty good. Even Josh Myers wasn't terrible. Romeo uses his body control to make sure that he doesn't go flying out of bounds with the corner or the safety. And I threw this one in there because I thought maybe you meant this play, because this one was pretty awesome too.
You had to come in motion. Then sets him up.
Why Jordan Love didn't see that guy coming on the blitz like the whole time, don't know.
Oh, Romeo gave him a little move and then got him turned around. Adjusts to the ball, and then tippy toes, keeps his balance. Dude, he is the cheap version of Devontae Adams, except way younger.
And this game proved why we need him.
Mm-hmm.
He is the break glass, in case of emergency guy. Like when Jordan Love does his classic, oh crap, I'm getting blitzed, I'm gonna chuck it up. It needs to always be in his direction. Remember last year, was it the Chiefs game? I can't remember which exactly game it was.
Yeah.
But it was the one where he was just in the middle of like 5 dudes, and he just turned around on 4th down, and it just kind of fell right into his lap as he's laid on the ground, kind of. Like
he still caught it.
Look, Romeo is the guy who is like, whenever Love's in trouble, that's who should go to. Romeo is his ability to find the ball in the air, adjust his body, and make the catch is well above any other receiver on the team. Even Jaden Reed is not as talented at doing that as Romeo is. And we don't have an all-star, superstar, number 1 receiver, but we have a bunch of guys who can do one thing or 2 things amazingly well. And that's why Romeo is needed on this team, because he's the break glass in case of emergency receiver. And as much as, Wicks is better after the catch, and Watson's the speedster downfield with height. Bo Melton's the crazy fast slip down and cause an interception guy. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, come on.
And Jaden Reed, of course, is the all-around slot run around crazy guy. And then Malik Heath is the blocky in the face. And though he had a really rough game, by the way, he terrible blocking in this game. It was the worst. It was the worst Malik Heath game I've ever seen.
But he did a good job cheering on his teammates this game.
He did. But I'm telling you, your oh yeah plays were oh yeah, and super pumped for Romeo that he had those 2 touchdowns on some crazy freaking awesome plays by him. Oh yeah.
So, I mean, this leads to a lot of things, right? Let's talk about Romeo real quick before we go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy. Okay, so I told you, like, that locker room interview, wherever I watched it, I think it was on the Packers YouTube channel, but it was so goddamn loud in the locker room.
Yeah.
And he didn't speak loud. And so it was hard to hear, but you had to listen really close and sit through the whole thing. And he didn't have long answers to those questions when he first came back, but you could just watch his face, his body language. Like him after a suspension was very different than other guys after a suspension. And, he felt bad about it. Stuff was bothering him. He said he wished he had handled things differently and just communicated better and all that. But he also was clear saying this wasn't about, stuff on the field. This was off the field. And this was something I had going on mentally. And, that stuff is real, man. And it's difficult. And I know these guys are supposed to be athletes. I know they get paid a lot of money, and I know yada, 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 the NFL, and they're supposed to appreciate their riches and all the lifestyle and everything that comes with it. But it's not as easy for certain personality types to jump into this type of role with all the scrutiny on you, all this stuff going on, and live this lifestyle and just be okay all the time about it. Some of us, especially if you're introverted, you need more downtime to recharge. You need more time to, to yourself, to reflect, which gets you back up to go back in those situations. And, the NFL doesn't probably allow for much of that. So, and I don't know what Romeo's family structure is, like if he's got support or, family members around that are in his life regularly, or if they live far away or whatever the situation is. I'm guessing they don't live anywhere near Green Bay because he's from LA, right? Or Southern California, right? So it's pretty isolating too, So it's got to be the guys in the team. It's got to be the people in the organization that pick him up and are his family. And that's why I loved it. I love the reaction after the first touchdown because, he was just back, makes an important play, breaks a tackle, and gets the touchdown. And then you got Watson and Reed and Love and everybody coming over there to just dap him up. And it just you had to feel good for the guy. You really did. He made a play and deserved his teammates' reaction. And, I'm a fan. I like him as a player. Again, yeah, are there things in his game that he doesn't have that you wish guys had? Sure. But he's got the best hands on the team, strongest hands, sure catcher, makes a lot of catches on challenging balls that other guys don't look in. And like you said, he adjusts his body the best. So we'll take him and we'll keep him. And I hope the Packers give him a second contract. All right. You got
Amen, brother.
What else you got? Are yours right after this?
Yep. You ready for me?
All right, let's do it.
Am I up and going?
You're up. You're ready to go.
My oh yeah play of the game is something that I have to be honest. I can't remember a play like this happening.
What?
Since Charles Woodson.
Come on.
And this is my oh yeah play of the game. And we talked about him at the start of the show. Oh yeah. Look at the top of your screen.
There he is.
Mr. Evan Williams is back there in coverage. Of course, there's nobody there to catch him. And then Evan Williams says, "Give me that." Punch a Rooney. Punching the ball out. And the Pack get the ball. And Evan Williams is up and like, "Yes, I am the man. Look at me. I'm so good. I got my hand on my head." And you got to think, wait a minute, how did that even happen? How was that guy open like that? Well, here at the slot, Bullard slips.
Got a slip.
And we got two guys covering one guy and nobody covering this guy. And Jair's got to cover this guy on the outside because they're playing covers. Actually, it's more like too deep because Keyshawn's down here has to cover the slot or the flat down on the bottom. So Bullard slips, which gives that inside receiver in the middle of the three trips wide open. And there's really nothing we can do. That's going to be a completed catch and a first down, easy, and possibly a big play. And Jair can't bring him down, which is good for once because he didn't bring him down, which gave Evan Williams a chance to get in there and knock the ball out. And I don't know how many times we watch. If that would have been Darnell Savage, for instance, on that play, he would have been back in safety. He would have sat there and danced around and waited until the other guys tackled him instead of getting involved in the play and causing a turnover. And that's the difference between this defense this year and all these turnovers that are happening is guys are getting in the mix instead of not wanting to get involved in plays. Look at him. Well, he's just right in there. And then watch it here. Punch. Knockout. Beautiful. And then, of course, Jair recovers it, and that's awesome. And we got ourselves an play. Mostly because... Oh, yeah, baby.
The legend of 33.
The legend of 33. I had to make that my play because I can't remember that happening other than maybe Charles Woodson doing it a while back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
And that's why it's awesome to watch. And it's not just him. I mean, Edgerrin Cooper, he's got some issues, and we'll go over those in a while later.
But he's fast.
But he's so fast and he's so big. When you watch it on the all 33 or all 22,
he has really narrow shoulders and like small shoulders for a guy.
I don't know, dude.
For a linebacker, it's really small, but he's so quick and he just attacks. And we've been calling for players to attack for how many years as Packer fans, and we finally got some.
But these guys are there and they're really, really causing turnovers, right? Like it's not like, I mean, it's a little different. I mean, I don't want to poo-poo on Xavier McKinney with his 5 picks, but a lot of them are kind of just chucked up there, and he happened to be Johnny on the spot playing deep safety, and the guy threw a dumb ball on most of those plays. But Evan Williams is causing turnovers, and the Packers defense is causing turnovers, and that's been the difference this year. I mean, somebody said they have 17 turnovers this year. Last year they had 18 all year long. And that's why they're still planning to play it off. They're still playing this deep zone kind of wait and see, but they're attacking as opposed to just sitting back and letting the play happen in front of them. And don't get me wrong, there's still some players who aren't attacking, which we'll get to on video. We'll get to the video. I have video of it later.
John's here. He's got you covered.
Yep.
Sam Seal. Is that the guy? Sam Seal. Is that right?
What?
Dang. John, we got to hire you or something. We got to give you some money. Look at him. He's
he is a Bills fan. Yeah.
Beat the Jets Monday. John's super excited. Oh, man. The Rodgers crying over the game. So good. Hail Mary, lucky TD. Jets will always suck. Ooh. Woo, John. He's a big talker, too. I like it. He's like, I better see that chat hitting the like. John's asking for likes, hitting that like button.
John's here. We should talk about now we can talk about the Jets and the Bills. How do you feel about the Bills making the trade right after the Jets made the trade? They're like, you can do a trade for a wide receiver. We're gonna do a trade for a wide receiver. How do you feel about that there, John? Do you think Cooper is gonna help you guys? What's the name? Amari Cooper?
I wonder. Receiver? I wonder. I don't know.
Oh, he says
washed up. Oh, damn. I kind of think so too. I mean, he's been so quiet for so long. It's hard to tell when you go to Cleveland, though, as a receiver. Yeah. These garbage Deshaun Watson and these other quarterbacks that stink. He might have something. He might have a role left, but Very happy to see GM making a move. Okay. Look, you guys got a defense. The Bills' defense is looking pretty good. You have really good safety and secondary play. Like the Bills' secondary is very aggressive.
It's
I have
weird.
to assume Rasul has taught them all some lessons, given them some pointers.
Well, and Micah Hyde was there, taught the young guys some stuff.
Well, yeah. Josh Allen is playing way better than he has his whole life, so that's good.
Well, I don't know. He only had 9 completions a couple weeks back.
Yeah, but that's because he had his head on the turf. He was concussed for the whole rest of the game, but they still let him play because they got nothing else. Rapp.
Yeah, Rapp was looking awesome.
Hamlin.
Also, Ray Davis. He was a bet because the Packers, obviously, I was looking at running backs in the draft this last year, and he was a guy who looked awesome. I think he's old, a little bit older, I think. And that's why a lot of, I knew the Packers never take him because they only take young guys.
Yeah.
But he's a guy who looked really good, and he's smart, and he's quick, and he looks awesome. He looked good for the Bills on Monday night, and he had 100 yards in the first half, I think, of total offense, and he was just the Jets' run defense looked terrible. Like,
I know
the Bills were just moving the line of scrimmage on him. Like it was the Davis was getting 3-4 yards before he was even touched a lot of the time, and it was awesome. It was awesome to watch. So that's exciting if you're a Bills fan. But yeah, I mean, and then of course there's a lot of weird stuff in that game. I mean, 22 penalties and holy crap. When Rodgers gets sacked and they call freaking roughing the passer on a sack when he clearly has the ball, like what is that? That was ridiculous. I've seen some stuff.
Plus, Rick has to be pissed. You got away with that tuck rule.
Yeah, that was a tuck rule. That's the other thing. Nobody's talking about that either. That's totally a tuck rule because that ball was down to like here when he let go, when it fell out of his hand. It was past the line, past where it could have been a forward pass. It turned into a dropping it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was another bullcrap play. So, I mean, the Bills deserved to win. The Jets got lucky with a Hail Mary and some bullcrap calls.
But, I mean, dumb decision by the D coordinator in that case. Rodgers can't move around anymore. So just blitz his ass and, put pressure on him right away. Don't have 2 guys rush and send everybody back and stand around.
Yes, I agree. That when I saw that, I was just like, what are we doing? Like,
that was a bad move. You got to pressure, especially old quarterbacks. Make them get rid of the ball early. The only way he can launch it that far is if he has time to run and kind of set up, right? If you don't give him time to set up anymore, he can't do it. He can't throw the ball that far.
And he stayed in the pocket that whole time. It was really weird. Like he kind of because usually when we watched the Hail Mary when he was with the Pack, they had one guy who was like his personal protector, and they rolled him out to the side, and then he would get a good running start and then chuck it. And this time he sat back in the pocket and kind of waited a little bit and then juked, and then he ran straight in the pocket and then chucked it. And I was like, oh, okay.
And Allen Lazard, for the first time in his life, went up and attacked the ball.
He didn't go up. He was just standing there. He's 6'5".
He jumped.
He didn't jump. He was 6'5", and the Bills defenders, like, where were they? What were they doing? There's like 5 guys around him, and he still freaking caught it.
The problem was Rasul was on the right side. He had to guard that way. So by the time he got over to the mesh, he wasn't anywhere close.
Damn. Yes. See, John is talking about the Clay Matthews play. That Clay Matthews play, John, though, that was an interception. That was in the Vikings game, and Kirk Cousins threw a pick on that play.
Yeah, right.
So the ball was gone. So at least the ball was gone on that one. Because I remember that pick, and I was like, "Yeah, pick, the game's over." Because I was watching it on the big screen TV in the food court at the mall here in Minnesota, and I was surrounded by Vikings fans, and I was jumping up, and they were like getting mad at me. And then after a little bit, a guy was like, "Flag on the play, dumbass!" And I was like, "Whoa, what? What do you mean flag on the play?" Because that was the end. I thought it was the end, and then we ended up losing that. We ended up losing that game because of that.
Yeah. He's saying Hollywood now, big time sponsors endorsement. He's a sellout. Josh Allen, come on. He's from Montana, right? Didn't he go to school in Montana?
I don't know. He is in the new Gladiator commercial with Travis Kelce and those guys.
Damn.
So
Rodgers had one of his best games, and they still lost, and he still got picked on a really good play by a defensive back when he underthrew the ball like a piece of garbage because he was.
But it wasn't
away.
It wasn't his fault.
His explanation, John. His explanation. How does that make any sense to you? He said the route was for 2 verticals. He should be on the red line, which is further outside, running a vertical, and Allen's running a vertical. And then Rodgers said that he threw a no-looker over there and whatever. But I'm like, wait, but then he also said he looked and saw Mike didn't run the vertical.
But he
so
did.
Then
he said that Mike ran it. He said right. He said that Mike Williams ran an in-cutting route, but when you watch the playback, Mike Williams ran a vertical down the line.
Yeah.
He's full of shit.
Rodgers just underthrew it so bad.
Williams had to come back for the ball.
Yeah.
Rodgers is a lion sack of shit who will never take blame. And the Jets, I'm sorry, Jets fans, Davante Adams is not going to save your freaking season.
No.
All it's going to do is piss off Garrett Wilson. So good luck for that one. Get ready. Yeah. And when the offense, and then you guys
can you believe that they didn't work Wilson into the trade? I mean,
I'm surprised the Raiders didn't want more, a third round pick. But I think the bottom line is Davante Adams is a cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Packer fans need to realize the truth that we were talking about a couple years back when we said, when you have one guy who wants the ball thrown to him 170 times, like 100 times more than the next guy who was a running back, Aaron Jones, and you wonder why your team lost in the freaking playoffs to the 49ers. Maybe that's why, because the defense knows exactly where the ball's going on 70% of the plays. The other stat was that the last year of Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams together, apparently Davante Adams was the first read on 80% of passing plays. How do you think Garrett Wilson's going to feel about that? Because we all know Davante, the only reason why Davante wants to go to the Jets is so that he can get a bunch of targets, and a bunch of catches. Though he has, they said he has 32 touchdowns since 2022.
Yeah.
Which means he's had 32 touchdowns just with the Raiders. That's a lot of
that first year with Carr, his first year with Carr, he had a lot of receptions and yards and touchdowns. And then last year he didn't have quite as many yards, but he had quite a few touchdowns because he was a red zone target, right? But he's also,
why is he complaining?
Because he was really frustrated with Garoppolo. Like his numbers didn't pick up last year until they changed to O'Connell.
Yeah. Well, O'Connell's a better quarterback.
Yeah, because he could at least throw the ball like further than 15 yards or whatever. But Adams knows if you watch that receiver thing, he knows that he's kind of like on the fringe of potentially, if he has like a couple more good years, he could be a Hall of Famer.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Based on his numbers,
he's a numbers what do you call it? I don't know. What do you call it? What do they call those? Slut? A number slut? Is that what he is?
Okay.
He sells himself out for numbers. That's all he cares about.
Yeah.
Him and Rodgers are best buddies for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They're both number guys. They don't care about the damn team. And the poor Jets fans are going to have to figure that shit out. We figured it out a long time ago, which is why the day that they both were traded, the year before when Davante was traded, we were happy. And then the year after when Rodgers was finally traded, we were hoping he was traded the year before to Denver. That would have been even better because we would have got like 3 first-round picks and a bunch of crazy crap.
Yeah.
Freaking Goody was dumb there. We were happy. Why? Because we know what that team is. We know what a team with Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams is. Okay? As a true fan, watching film and understanding football, you don't want one guy to get 80% first read play. The opposing team knows exactly what's going to happen. And that's why the Jets suck. That's why Allen Lazard is 5 touchdowns this year, and he's not even a number 4 receiver if he was on any other team in the league because Rodgers force feeds him. And then Garrett Wilson got mad, so he force-fed Garrett Wilson against the Vikings 22 times, and they still lost.
Targets.
They lost against the Bills, and now you think it's going to be good when Davante, his best buddy's there? Ask Allen Lazard how fun it is when you're wide-ass open multiple times a game and your quarterback never looks at you. Ask Romeo Dobbs. Well, not Romeo Dobbs. He wasn't there with Davante Adams, but ask any receiver over the last 4 to 5 years of the Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers connection that everybody said was so great, how much fun it was to be out there on every single play, running your route, getting open and never seeing the ball come your way ever. And then never getting paid because your stats weren't good. But then watching these two jackasses get huge contracts because their numbers were so great, even though when it came down to playing the good teams, we couldn't beat them because we didn't even run an offense. We ran a 2 against 11. I said that. Remember I used to say that on this show? You can't win 2 against 11. And the Jets are going to find out the hard way. 2 against 11 doesn't work. And Garrett Wilson's going to be pissed. Lazard's going to be probably pissed again. He don't care. He's got a whole bunch of money.
He got big money. He's okay.
But still,
he's okay.
Like, it's going to be turmoil. It's going to be a disaster. And here's the funniest part about the whole thing. Rodgers and Devontae aren't going to care.
Oh,
as long as they keep Devontae's definitely not going to care as long as he keeps getting targets and stats, so he can get his gold jacket. Because at this point, that's all he cares about. Period. Rodgers already got his gold jacket, and if he was smart, he wouldn't want Devontae to come there because he doesn't know because that's the other problem we always said last week. The biggest problem with Aaron Rodgers is he's so smart he never listens to anybody else. He doesn't know that just throwing it to Devontae Adams 80% of the time is stupid, and the defense knows exactly what's going to happen. And this year, there's no more excuses. He got his coach fired again. They got rid of his offensive coordinator to another guy, though I'm sure he changed the play 100 times, which is what he used to do to McCarthy all the time. And LaFleur just changed the play. The play call comes in and he rolls his eyes and says, "Nah, we're going to do whatever the hell I want to do." I'm sure that's happening. And the coaches can't say anything about it.
And we talked about all those. We talked about the losses they had, including the one with the Broncos, where they just didn't even try to run the ball. I know they weren't having much success, but they didn't try it enough. I mean, it was like 2-1 pass to run ratio, right? Not even close to being balanced. And they finally, Breece Hall got some yards in this last game. Breece Hall got some rushing attempts in this game. And now, what do you think's going to happen? I mean,
you're going to see
also piss off the running backs, and they're not going to get any action either. And the offense is going to stink.
There's going to be a whole lot of 1st and 10 run pass. What do they call it? What did Matt LaFleur call them?
RPOs?
No, they're not run pass options. They're
run solutions.
Run solutions. That's what they call them. Where instead of running the ball, he's just going to pop up and throw it to Devontae Adams for a whole 2-yard gain. It's going to be beautiful because the corner is going to be 8 yards off Devontae. So Rodgers, instead of running the running play like he should, he's just going to pop up, throw it straight to Devontae and then Devontae's going to get tackled for 2-yard gain. Get ready, Jets. That's going to be your offense, buddies. Have fun watching that crap.
Sorry, I'm going to read real quick from this article that has the quotes. So when Rodgers threw Mike Williams under the bus, here it is from this article. Yeah. It says, on the play, it appeared as though Aaron Rodgers underthrew the pass, resulting in the interception. It was a great interception by the guy too. However, awesome. he placed the blame on Williams for running the route. And then he says it was 2 verticals. Allen down the seam, Mike down the red line. So now listen to this.
Which is what Mike ran, was down the red line.
And he didn't run some inbreaker, but then he says this. Then his explanation was this. So I'm looking at Allen. He puts his hand up. 3 guys go with him. So I'm throwing a no look to the red line. And then I just peek, my eyes back there. He's running an inbreaker. So it's got to be down the red line. There is no inbreaker.
No,
run he's still way on the sideline or close.
He was going straight right down. The red line is where the numbers are. So for fans who don't know, on the practice fields, they have a red line that runs straight down where the numbers would normally be on a regular football field. So like where the 20-yard line and 30-yard line and all that kind of stuff, there's on both sides of the field. On the practice field, there's a red line that shows where that would be, so that the receivers know, in a game, this is where I should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Mike Williams was.
Yeah.
He was running straight down the field. Now, he's not fast, never was. So maybe Rodgers thought he was going to do an in-cutting route, but he wasn't doing an in-cutting route. He was kind of moving really slow, but he was running straight.
Well, he was falling away to his left when he threw the ball to his right again, and that's why he underthrew it so bad.
Well, he also,
but he doesn't want to say that. But then, I mean, he threw some amazing passes in the game, but that was a terrible pass, and he paid for it. But then, so he got criticized for blaming him and deflecting blame, throwing the guy under the bus, deflecting blame from himself.
Well, that's what he does.
And so he went on McAfee and doubled down, because we're not gonna ever admit we're wrong.
Oh, no,
or
can't
apologize. We're gonna double down this Aaron Rodgers way, and other people too that we know. And so here, his last quote on this, he's like, "Well, it was 2 verticals to the right side, and Mike needed to get with the red line, which would have been a big gain. Would have been a big gain? Your noodle arm wasn't even close to getting any big gain on any red line, because you underthrew it so bad." But this is what he says. This is the narrative he creates. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm so glad he's not there. Let's switch to our quarterback. What did you think about Jordan Love in this game, everybody? This, to me, he looked pretty damn good. He was pretty accurate. This was the most accurate I feel like I've seen Jordan Love in Jordan Love's lifetime and mine.
I don't like, there's a couple plays I really didn't like.
I get it.
There's one on 3rd down.
Ooh.
It's kind of like the Romeo Doubs play, but he goes and he just chucks it up to Christian Watson. And you know what? I'm going to bring that play up because I want to show it. So,
all right.
Give me a second.
John's still on the Malik train, though. He's still on the Malik train. Look, Malik was awesome, and he got us 2 wins. 2 of our wins this season. You look at what the final seeding is and how the playoffs shake out and all that sort of stuff. If Malik Willis doesn't play the way he does and the Packers don't win those games, like, look at the North right now. Everybody's got 4 wins, 5 wins. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's gonna get shaken up as they play each other, but damn, the North is kind of crazy right now. John, while Ben does that, I'm going to answer your question. What do you think about Josh Jacobs? I'm going to give you my take on Josh Jacobs. I think he's tough. I like that he's physical. I like that he doesn't get hurt. Seems to be able to play through some stuff. I thought for sure he was going to get hurt this year by now. He is not. He's taken a lot of big hits, and he seems to keep rolling with them. He's not that dynamic, but overall he's decent, pretty good, reliable, and so he's pretty good. I do like that they're working in Emmanuel Wilson as much as they are. I think that's important because I think he gives the Packers a little bit something extra that Jacobs doesn't have, but Jacobs has his place in the team. All right, Ben, I'm gonna pull your video up here. I know you're not as high on Jacobs as me, but I think he's okay.
Well, I mean, you're placing Aaron Jones, and right. You're not a dynamic player.
But he's pretty good. He's not.
The bottom line is here's the bottom line, and I think a lot of this has to do with Malik Willis. There's 2 games he played, but at this point, the Packers have the number 2 rushing offense in the NFL. This is the first time the Packers have, through 6 games, they have over 1,000 yards rushing. It's the first time since 1961, or some crazy number like that. Like before the even Super Bowl Packer decade, like stuff was going on. Like this was like the beginning of the Lombardi years. So, or even before Lombardi got there, I don't even know. Who knows? I can't remember exactly when he got there, but that's how old this is. Since the Packers had 1,000 yards through the first 6 games on the ground. So this is some historically very good rushing stats from the Packers as a whole team. And they don't really have too many dynamic runs. And watching the film, the offensive line is not really blocking that great. And Tucker Kraft had a crappy ass game this game. I got to be honest. He's definitely not going to win the silent but deadly for this week because he couldn't block where they're shit in this game. And neither Malik Heath blocked like shit in this game. And a lot of the offensive linemen blocked like crap in the running game this game. And it was mostly Emmanuel Wilson and the other guy, I can't remember what his name, Brooks, and Josh Jacobs, who had to make chicken soup out of chicken crap. And they did a good job. They got as many yards as they could possibly get, and none of them were for huge gains, but they still had a good game on the ground because they were falling forward, which is something A.J. Dillon never did, unfortunately. Yeah. Sorry, I'm taking a shot at A.J. Dillon, but it's true.
I don't know where that Brooks dude is from or where he came from, but he was effective. He found creases forward. And he was diving forward. So
yeah, I mean that's all you could ask for is if you're getting positive yardage when there's really nothing there to get positive yardage, and they've been doing it to the to a pretty solid account as far as 1,000 yards in 6 games on the ground. That's pretty dang good. So yeah. I'm not going to say it's exciting. But the passing game is exciting, especially now when we have all of our weapons, right? When we got all the guys that Dobbs and Watson back and Tucker Kraft. And I'm going to say Ben Sims needs to play over Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave is a bust. I'm just going to shout it out now.
Oh,
he is the Eric Stokes of the offense.
Come on.
He's a guy who ran fast, who's a super tall guy who ran fast. That's it. He doesn't block. He has zero agility. He has no body. Like when you watch Romeo Dobbs adjust to the ball in the air and have such great body control, and then you watch Luke Musgrave trip over his own feet and he can't find the ball half the time, and it's pathetic. Like the guy is not good. He's not a football player. Period. He's a tall, fast guy. That's it. I hate to be a jerk, but the writing is on the wall. This game proved Ben Sims better than Luke Musgrave. Deserves to play over Luke Musgrave. Period. He made that crappy ass. That's another. I don't know if you got me up or not, but
I got you.
The throw to Ben Sims on the sideline where it was underthrown. It was like
first
ridiculous.
NFL catch. His first NFL catch.
It was the worst throw I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he fell off his back foot when he didn't have to. And he underthrew it so bad. Who do you think would have happened if that was Luke Musgrave?
He'd have fell
You think
down.
that ball would have been completed?
No.
Hell no. Luke Musgrave would have tripped over his own feet and fell down, and it would have hit him in the hands, and they would have fell down, and the ball would have not been caught. Ben Sims adjusted, got really low to the ground, even though he's a super tall guy, caught it, collected himself, and still got a bunch of yards after. If it would have been a good pass, it should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, could have been close.
So I blame Love on that. And now I'm talking about this right here. You got me up, right?
Yep, you're up.
All right, this is not Ben Sims. This is Jordan Love. And I don't want to be a negative guy all the time. I'm just showing you a couple things that bother me about Jordan Love. I do agree. I was happy with a lot of his stuff that he did. He still had his blitz in his face, chuck it up, ding dong. Luckily, Romeo Dobbs is on the other side. We talked about that already.
Yep.
But this play here, we're going to watch. This is a third down play. And I don't want you to look at anything but Jordan Love. Okay.
All right.
Look at this pocket.
Looks pretty good.
We have Emmanuel Wilson in here to even help out if for some reason another guy came and nobody else did. The pocket's doing good. There might be an issue. There's a stunt coming here on the left side. So number 2 could be coming in here. It looks like Walker does not have him, right? He's stunting to the inside. But Myers, I don't think is blocking anybody, and he's looking right at him.
Right.
So this is a solid wall of offensive line. There is no reason to fall off your back foot or turn your body weird when you're throwing a pass or doing anything weird. When you look at the routes combinations, there's only 3 guys in this route. And the routes don't work off each other. What should happen is, right here, the guy furthest down out of the trips, whoever this is, should not be breaking to the inside. He should be breaking to the outside as Watson takes the top off, and he would be wide open here for the first down because the first down is a 12-yard line. I don't know what this play is, Matt LaFleur. If you're going to have if you're going to protect, max protection, why would you have 3 routes that don't work together at all? You got a comeback route from Romeo Dobbs at the top of the screen. That's not even far enough to get a first down. You got Watson doing his a fade to the pylon in the end zone, and you got Reed or whoever this is coming across the middle into 5 guys who have nobody to cover because all these guys stayed in. This is a dumb freaking play, first of all, on third down, Matt LaFleur. This receiver should be breaking in, and you have 3 levels to the outside for Jordan Love to throw the ball, and this guy is screwed, 16. Do you cover the inside guy, or do you cover the outside guy? If this guy goes with Reed to the inside, you throw over the top. You know what I'm saying? You look here first, see what this guy does. If he goes deep, then you move to this guy and see where he is. If he's down flat, you throw it right over here to about the 6-7 yard line where Jaden Reed should be to catch the first down on the sideline. Yeah. These routes don't work together. This is a dumb play. I blame Matt LaFleur on that. Number 1. Number 2, perfect pocket. Let's watch. Now, don't worry about what's going on up here. Just watch Jordan Love. Don't watch any of the receivers. Watch Jordan Love. Look at this pocket. Watch Jordan Love. What the fuck is he doing?
Why?
First of all, there's no reason to throw this. This is a throw it up and hope that something good happens, which is dumb. But also, why? Why are you falling away, Brett Favre style, when there's nobody within 4 or 5 yards of you?
Yeah.
There's no reason to do that. Stand in the pocket and throw that ball like a madman. Also, this is a dumb decision. Now, there's nowhere for him to go with this ball. What he should have done is the classic Aaron Rodgers. You have tons of protection. Run around, buy some time, hang around a little bit. And then if nothing happens, throw it away because you're in field goal range. But what does he do? Throws it off his back foot, falling away like a ding-dong, where nobody can really do anything. And, of course, it's Christian Watson who has zero body control and no awareness. It's not Romeo Doubs. If that was Romeo Doubs, as we saw earlier, it's a good play.
Right.
So these are things that he needs to work on and he needs to learn. Okay? If it's nothing there on third down, be smart. Look at your protection. There's nothing there. Like right now, before he throws that ball, when he sees that nobody's open, right? Because Watson's not open. He should look down and be like, okay, wow, the guy's got this handled pretty good. I can maybe sit in the pocket a little bit. Maybe Romeo moves and gets to the open spot. Maybe there's a comeback coming here. Maybe Emmanuel Wilson sneaks out over to this side or comes back. What? Something can happen. How many times we watch Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre extend a play to make something happen? Nothing good can happen when you're throwing off your back foot to a guy who's not great at catching those type of passes. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, and then also, like I said, like really terrible pass to Ben Sims when he was so wide open. It should have been an easy touchdown. I'm not trying to be a dick. He did plenty of good things. He was accurate most of the day.
Right.
The Packers were successful. They had tons of touchdowns. His interception was not his fault while Melton fell down. I don't blame him on any of those things. But for a guy who's been in the league for his 5th year now, with a whole year of starting ahead of him, understand what the situation is. Understand where you are. Know that you can still just look down. If the play's not open and the guys aren't open, take a breath. Aaron Rodgers would do that and be like, okay, I got good protection. I can extend this a little bit. And the defense freaks out. The defense starts freaking out. Maybe they'll grab a guy. Maybe they'll grab Romeo Doubs because he starts moving, towards the first down marker or whatever in the corner. Is like, oh crap. And he grabs them and then it's defensive holding, or it could be anything, but just chuck it up some crap and hope that the guy catches it. It's not even a 50-50 ball, especially when you're targeting Watson. And he got lucky with Romeo Doubs on the same exact type play, but that was on a blitz straight in his face that he never saw, even though the guy was standing there looking right at him like he's going to blitz the whole time he watched that play. But that's besides the point. So that's all I'm saying. So on that play, there's like 3 things that were wrong. Terrible play call, Matt LaFleur.
It was an awful play. I mean, just looking at the play, like you are not setting anybody up for success on that. No. And I really don't understand it. Like you said, look at all those guys that were on the field that were occupying space but covering nobody
and doing nothing. And you ran Reed right into them.
Right. And if you're going to have 3 guys all clustered on one side, then you do what you just said, which is you attack one defender, make him choose, and then your quarterback throws to the guy he doesn't choose.
Right. You had 3 guys open and only 2 defenders to defend him, and they screwed it up. Like that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So that was problem number 1. Problem number 2, throwing off your back foot.
Yeah.
When there's no need to.
And he does that, right? We see him do that.
No need to.
We see him do that a lot. And I know a lot more quarterbacks are not planting and stepping into throws, except for guys like Brock Purdy, who pretty much always does, and like some of these guys that have to because they don't have cannons for arms or special arm talent. But I understand that they have the ability to do that and be successful, but it's not going to be as consistent as if they had their platform, their base right, their feet right. And the other weird part is that the quarterbacks every time LaFleur talks about it, and every time they talk about Clemens, they always talk about the feet. It starts with your feet. The feet have to be right, and then the quarterback plays right. Well, I mean, what are they not coaching him? Yeah, Rodgers didn't do it for years. After he got that knee injury for sure, he's like, screw this. I am not stepping into any throws. I'm not exposing my knee. Yeah. I'm going to protect myself at all times. And I'll figure out how to throw it without stepping into throws. Because you look at early Rodgers, he stepped into throws and he drilled the
Oh,
hell out of the
well,
ball, and it was
I mean,
awesome. But he stopped doing that because he didn't want to get hurt. I'm sure he told Love, hey, protect your legs, protect your knees, fade away when you can, figure out how to do this so then you're not going to expose your knee to getting hurt. And I get it. But when you have clean pockets, like that's what Rodgers ended up doing too. There were times where, okay, I get it. If there's a bunch of traffic around you, don't do it. Fade away, protect yourself, no problem. But when it's a clean pocket, there's nobody around you, step into your throw and make a good throw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Lee's saying, if you want to share Lee's last statement here, he says, hey, I don't like the play, but the throw wasn't terrible. Watson had time to come back. I agree. The throw was actually perfect. It was a good throw. Though. It was a good throw, right? Where it wasn't going to be intercepted. It was either going to be caught by Watson or not caught by no one. But unfortunately, it's Watson, so it's going to be caught by no one. I hate to say it. Watson, when it comes to a jump ball, if Watson is facing the ball coming to him, sometimes he has a good chance of jumping up and grabbing it. Mm-hmm. But when it's a ball coming kind of like, Willie Mays style catch in the backfield or in the outfield, right? Like when it's coming over the top, he doesn't know how to adjust or know where the ball is to jump up and grab it. That's not his forte. He can't do it. Then whenever you see a Christian Watson catch on a 50-50 ball, it's always him looking at the ball coming toward him and him jumping up and grabbing it with, because his body is facing the ball coming toward him.
Yep.
He can do that, but he cannot do what Romeo Doubs does, which is find the ball, adjust his body to get to the right area to catch it, and then bring it down. So I agree. I do not have a problem with the actual throw. Maybe it could have been a little bit more,
higher, maybe
higher and then come down. He still had it pretty high though, but he threw it off his back foot, and that's why it was so high. Right. And it took forever to get there.
Yeah,
but the play was bad, and I'm more egregious with the fact that. And the play call's so bad that I can't blame Love that much. But I think he predetermined I'm throwing this ball to Christian Watson because that's all he did was look at Christian Watson the whole time. He didn't even look at anybody else.
Well, it was the only route that was run for a first down.
It was. I mean, Jaden Reed was running for a first down, but it was running into 5 defenders. So that was really stupid. Why do you max protect on one side and have Reed run into a bunch of guys? Like, there's nobody else out on the route on that play. They're all there waiting for him. It's dumb. It's a dumb call. Dumb play.
Terrible.
Really
call.
dumb. Like beyond dumb. But so that's all I'm saying. And I agree, Lee. It wasn't a bad throw. I think Love's leg is back. I think he's doing great. He ran the ball. I got a couple first downs on third down running on scrambles. He looks like he can really he trusts his knee again. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think his accuracy was there. And I know I only harp on some bad things with him sometimes, but it's only because, guess what? He's now a $55 million quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm going to scrutinize things at a higher rate because, guess what? He's the highest paid guy on the team by a lot. He needs to perform. Just like Kenny Clark sucks. I'm going to call it out. Rashawn Gary, you know what? Rashawn Gary didn't get any sacks, but he did some pressure in this game. He busted his ass and he worked hard. And it's hard to get Kyler Murray for a sack, but he had some pressures that caused some, incomplete passes. Some maybe Murray runs for like a 2-yard gain or whatever. And
he had a lot of really short runs in this game.
Right. And I have the video on that, which I want to show. Okay. But I'm just saying, if you're a guy who now is high paid, I'm calling you out on plays that you should not be stupid on. Period.
If this was a Jaguar show, you'd be all over Trevor Lawrence is also what you're saying, right?
Oh my God. Trevor Lawrence is terrible.
They just gave him as much as love.
And I'll tell you this much. Caleb Williams is not great. He freaks out in the pocket. He just starts running around like a crazy guy all the time, but nobody can catch him. And then he ends up making some crazy throw or runs for a bunch of yards. And that's how the Bears win. I don't get it.
They're 4-2.
If they have to play, if they had to play the Steelers, if the Bears ever played the Steelers, I think Caleb Williams would probably get creamed because the Steelers defensive line would just pummel them. You know what I mean? Or like the 49ers. Any of those teams that have like the fast defensive ends or like the guys who can really get to the quarterback. He's in trouble. He's in trouble if he keeps doing what he's doing. But it worked the last couple games for him, and I'm glad because I got him as my fantasy football quarterback. But still.
And we were talking about Bills Jets. I got one quick thing for you. Did you happen to see this play? One of the plays Rasul made where he totally blew up this screen pass, and it was Tyron Smith, I think, was coming right for him, and he juked him. juked him, and then just made the tackle like a sure tackle. And that's the difference when you have corners that will attack and tackle.
And that's why I was very happy with Keyshawn Nixon playing outside corner.
Shh. Don't steal it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Me too. I had a dream. Had a dream last night.
You had a dream?
I had a dream.
That one guy from the Tangled movie?
Yes.
Brad Garrett?
Last night, and then I woke up from my dream, and I was like, is that real? Oh, no, it's not. But I had a dream that we had Keyshawn Nixon and Rasul Douglas as our outside corners.
Man, don't.
And I was like, if you had two dudes like that are physical and fast and play the run and attack shit.
Rasul's not fast, but he's big.
It doesn't matter, but
he's small, but he's fast.
Because he's so aware and he's instinctive, he plays faster than his actual speed.
Yeah.
You know,
kind of like Evan Williams.
Right. So it's like,
and Micah Hyde.
And like Micah Hyde did too. Yeah. I mean, remember that crazy interception he made against the Patriots in the playoffs a couple years back?
That was nuts. I'm sure John remembers.
He's not a fast guy, but he has great awareness and great instincts. And
Xavier McKinney is like that too. He's not fast. Yeah. He knows where to go.
Yeah. I don't know why they keep trying to say, well, he covers sideline to side. No, he's not.
No, he doesn't.
He's not that fast, but he's smart. Aware and smart.
And he studies. And that's why I love him. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a good signing. I'm not going to crap on Xavier McKinney.
Nope.
If you have a guy he's a guy who's got paid and is producing because he's smart and he's good. Now, there's some things that film I could maybe point out there. He's not maybe as good as everybody says he is in coverage, but
Evan Williams going to get paid.
Evan Williams, well, he's only a rookie, dude. He might. How many times have we seen a guy come in and look really good and then he kind of fades out and stinks up the joint?
Not that many. Usually they stink up the joint right away. And then still stink it up. And then we're like, get him the hell out of here. Dayton Jones and Eric Stokes. And look, and let me say about Eric Stokes, he's a nice dude. And I feel bad for him that he was uncharacteristically drafted way too high with all these expectations because he was never going to be that good. He just wasn't. And everyone expects him to be because he was a first round pick. And that's Goody's fault, not his fault. He's a nice dude. He's a good teammate. He's not good at playing cornerback. That's it.
Can we talk about Goody's like Luke Musgrave?
Goody's lucky as hell.
Lucas Van Ness.
He's got a good staff.
Darnell Savage.
That makes some good. Holy crap.
Whoa, we got a new comment.
Here. Maxwell Cleary's here saying the Lions are overrated. Maxwell.
We're rambling on. He wants us to talk about the Lions.
Look,
did you watch?
I know the Cowboys are still the Cowboys, but the Lions look damn good in that game.
Yeah. There was an actual Sam Laporta sighting on Sunday.
Damn good.
Well, for 2 years I drafted Jameson Williams in fantasy because I know he's insanity land. Because I remember when he was one of the guys I wanted the Packers to draft when he was in college, because he was just so damn fast. They would do end arounds with him in college, and it would just like blink of an eye. It'd be like a 50-yard run for a touchdown on an end around. Now, his hands terrible, can't catch worth a crap, but he's so fast and so like agile and so tall. And you're just like, if he ever learns how to catch, it's like Randy Moss, even faster Randy Moss, right? And that's why when the Vikings traded with the Lions, and then the Lions took him, I was like, oh my God, this is bad. This is bad for the NFC North. Why would the Vikings do such a thing? And now it's coming, like this year, he's finally full of like destruction, and Goff is fighting him. And when you combine that with St. Brown and Sam Laporta and their two running backs and their really good offensive line, their offense is really, 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 really good. Like really good. And even though they lost Hutchinson, which I think sucks because
that does suck.
That's a story of a guy, he grew up. It'd be like if the Packers actually drafted one of these dang TJ Watt, or JJ Watt, which they should have done. We all know about maybe that's JJ Watt, but the TJ Watt they should have done.
TJ Watt sat right there. Right.
But I mean, that would be if the Packers drafted TJ Watt. The Lions got Hutchinson. It was really cool to see him do that and get him because the Jaguars were dumb. We already established Jaguars are dumb. Yeah. By the way, they had Savage looked like dog shit in London again. And so, and DeGuara got called for a penalty on a huge run that was called back because of him. But anyways, so yeah, it was bad. Jaguars, they cite all the crappy Packers. It's awesome. And then we take their good guys, But anyways, so didn't they sign Josh Jones too after we got through with it?
Oh, Max McCleary says Bear down, Chicago Bear. Hold on. Am Rolfs is in here too. Hang on 1 second. Got some new people here. We'll get their comments up.
Oh,
Bear
okay,
down,
yep, keep
Chicago
talking.
Bears. You're a Bear person? All
Oh,
right.
okay.
Look, the Bears are doing better than expected, than we expected. Maybe not than they're hyped up to be. They're doing good. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting when they start to play all the division games and all this stuff, because most of them haven't played, maybe played one at this point, right? So
none. Only the Packers have played the Vikings.
Seriously?
That's why they all have winning records, because they haven't played each other.
Right.
Somebody was saying that they're like, I wonder what the records would be if they had actually had to play each other. Like, would there be? Not all of them would have 4 wins or more.
Right.
But this week's a huge game. The Lions against the Vikings.
Yeah.
Massive.
I'm interested to see it. The Lions look really good. And here's the big difference. Jared Goff indoors without the elements, he's great. With, as long as he's protected and stuff. But that's why when you see him go outside, like if they got to go on the road in a cold environment, then he could have some problems. But as long as he's playing indoors, he'll be okay. And their running backs are good. Their running game's going to be good. The defense is coming along. I know losing Hutchinson does suck a lot, but they have
that's the Lions' weakness, though.
Like, they got a lot of good dudes on the defense still. They're flying around doing stuff.
We know to beat the Lions, you go after Jared Goff, right?
You got to pressure him.
I mean, Rashawn Gary had 3 sacks last year against Jared Goff. It wasn't like it wasn't because he was beating the crap out of the offensive lineman they were playing. It's because Goff held the ball too long. The secondary did a pretty decent job, and Gary got the sacks because Goff is, you breathe on him and he falls over because he's kind of skinny and wimpy. So that's good for us. That's the biggest problem there. But also their defense, they have no pass rush without Agent Hutchinson. I don't know if they made a trade or at all or anything to bring another pass rusher in. I don't know. There's a lot of trades this week, so I don't know what was going on. Everybody started making trades.
I think their Jets were giving Reddick.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were saying that, but I don't know if they have the money or if they wanted to pay him the way he wants to be paid. Because now he switched his agent to Drew Rosenhaus. Because Drew Rosenhaus, just like Aaron Jones did that too. So, those are the key things with the Lions. They have, through the draft the last couple years, drafted the best player in the draft at not valuable positions with linebacker, tight end, safety.
Branch was so good in the game against the Cowboys too. All over the place making plays.
And those guys are really coming through and showing how important it is that these other teams like the Packers and Goody, who don't value those positions high in the draft, and they end up getting lucky sometimes with like an Evan Williams and a Tucker Kraft, get lucky with those picks instead of the Lions, who are like, nope, we're taking Sam Laporta early. We're taking Branch. We're taking the linebacker, all these guys. And then Anzalone is still there, who's been pretty good. So their secondary and their second level is pretty good. But the pass rush is not there. And because of that, that's where they can be had. So you attack Jared Goff, and he make mistakes because he's still not that great. I don't think he's a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. He just isn't. He just happens to be on a team with a whole bunch of really good dudes with a really good offense coordinator. And then the Lions secondary is really good, and their linebackers are pretty good, but their pass rush not so great. So if you can hold up against that, you can't cover forever, and somebody will get open eventually. So those are the ways to beat the Lions. But if you can't do those things, you're screwed. Because the Lions are a juggernaut every place else. Their only weakness, defensive line and quarterback. That's it. They have no other weakness because they drafted so damn well over the last couple of years.
Yeah. And the thing about Goff is, if he does have time, he's smart and he's an accurate passer indoors. If he's got to play outside in the elements, his ball doesn't cut through wind and stuff like that, like other dudes would. So he does have an issue there. But like watching him play indoors, not in elements, he's accurate, he's smart, he's on time. He puts the ball where it's got to be most of the time, and that's not everybody does that.
It's exciting though to be the NFC North. It's way better to watch these teams all be good. It sucks when the Lions and the Bears always sucked, and then the only thing we had to worry about was the Vikings, and even they weren't that great. You know, and we knew the reason why we lose is because our quarterback would just throw to Devontae Adams, 97 times a year, and we'd lose because he kept throwing to him all the time. This time, all the teams are good. Each team only has a few weaknesses, if any, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The Bears are coming around. Maxwell Cleary here. You guys, I'm scared. The defense is freaking legit. They don't mess around. They're hard hitting and smack you around a lot, and they're tough. And your offensive line is crap. Yep. It is hot garbage, like complete garbage. But Caleb Williams just somehow makes guys miss, runs around like a crazy guy, and makes plays. And luckily, you got a bunch of receivers you can catch, and they're really good. And Cole Kmet looked really good in that London game too.
Yeah, he did.
And I can't, it's been a couple. Like Cole Kmet he asked me, his first couple of years was a freaking bust for a high draft pick. I thought he was stink.
Yeah, I don't think he was that good either.
But he looked pretty damn good in that London game. So, it's concerning. But we do know there's weaknesses there too, right? Their offensive line really bad, and if your offensive line is really bad, you might be in trouble.
Then the Packers D line looks good against bad offensive lines.
Yeah, so. I think that's what's going to save us against the Bears. No offense.
Then we'll hear
against the Pack.
Then we'll hear sacks come in bunches, Ben.
Sacks come in bunches, yeah. And really, it's just you go up, you play the Tennessee Titans. Isn't that funny how the Packers play Tennessee Titans, get 8 sacks every other game? None. Like they can't sack anybody otherwise. But they play the Tennessee Titans. Oh, those sacks that come in bunches. Yeah.
Ephraim says he can't believe Samantha Darnold beat us. Oh yeah. Well, he's beaten everybody so far.
Jordan Love shouldn't have started that game. He wasn't ready.
He's beaten everybody.
Talked about it. He played really, really bad. He was the reason why the Packers lost that game. No
Packers should have stuck with a run. And also passing that much played right into the Vikings defense. Run the ball. You come out with Malik Willis in that game and you run it 50 times
they would have won.
And they would have controlled the ball. They would have mixed in all those, Jaden Reed, Bo Melton, these other guys getting running plays too. It would have been great.
Yeah. Damn. And the other thing, they were so focused on making sure Aaron Jones didn't beat him,
right?
That everybody else did. And it was just like, Aaron Jones still had a good game, but they were like, you're not scoring a touchdown. But you know what? Yeah. You can have a touchdown, and you can have a touchdown, and you can have a touchdown. But Aaron Jones, you can't have a touchdown. And it ended up biting us in the butt at the end, of course.
Yeah. You got some more plays, you said?
If you want to get into that, sure. I have. We'll do the last thing here. Well, I got my Kenny Clarks.
The Kenny Clarks.
But I don't want to watch that.
Is that your beef? You don't want to watch it?
It is kind of my beef.
Maybe you got a beef. Let's do it.
We can just watch the Kenny Clarks later. What do you want to do? You want to do how the Packers stopped Kyler Murray, or do you want to do Kenny Clark?
I know how the Packers stopped Kyler Murray. They ordered rain. It was a sloppy, slow field. And
all right, we're watching a Kyler Murray because you don't know. That's
all
not
right,
how it
let's
happened.
see it. Let's see it.
That's not how it happened.
All right.
That's not how it happened. Give me a second here. Oh, Chewy.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Chewy is the best. Not Mark Shimura Chewy, but
He's so fat now. Did you see how fat he is?
No, I didn't see.
He looks.
Yeah, but he's like 55 years old.
Also, did you see Greg Jennings? He looks freaking ripped as hell.
He is freaking huge. His shoulders are massive. I was like, what the?
Bring him back. He's probably fast enough to play tight end, right? Bring him back as like a running back or tight end or something.
I don't know.
Damn, yo.
Greg all right, Jennings. You got me showing here.
Show me how Kyler Murray you got stopped other than
first of all,
and rain.
Right. First of all, I'm sorry. These first couple plays are negative, but after that, it's good. I promise you. Okay. So we're going to start off with coverage problems. Okay. And we had a couple issues in this game.
People always want the bad news first and finish.
Well, I hate this. I don't want to be a jerk, but
it's okay. Go ahead.
Based on this formation here, right? We got all these guys at the line of scrimmage. They're worried about the run. We got 2 tight ends at the top of the screen. We had 84 moving in motion down here, right? And we got Keyshawn over on this side, I think. I think this is Bullard. I could be wrong, but whatever. But we got all the linebackers. Everybody's here, blah, 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 right? And they got all this open field here. But there is 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys, all in a line. And there's just 2 tight ends. So you're not concerned about getting attacked here, right? Wrong. So let's see what they do. After the play starts, it's just 2 tight ends. And this is the problem with Edgerrin Cooper. Okay. He's really fast and he's really good. I don't know whose job this is to take this tight end, but when both tight ends go toward you,
It's gotta be his.
you have to go with him. Like, I don't care if you're playing zone. I don't care. It becomes man, because knowing the defense, Xavier McKinney is the only guy back there, and he was on the other hash mark. And now Xavier McKinney's like, oh shit. He sees him coming, like he sees his tight end going, and he's like, oh, fart knockers. I gotta get my butt over there. And we're screwed. And then we also got an in-breaking route on the bottom of the screen here.
Right. He's open too.
And he's going to be open because guess what? We got McDuffie and Quay Walker, who definitely aren't going to get back far enough because they're backpedaling with their eyes on the quarterback. They have no idea this guy's going to be here. So either way, you got a guy wide open here, a guy wide open here. When you have all these defenders. And Keyshawn has to worry about the outside because he's the outside contain. And therefore, boom, we're screwed. And Kyler Murray's already ready to throw the ball because our linebackers are just sitting there 5 yards deep because they were so worried about the run with the two tight ends on that side.
It's like they're man on the bottom. So
they are man on the bottom.
And Key's got to be man. So you'd have to think, well, Cooper just missed. I mean, you have to be, if you're manning, then he's the linebacker. He's the guy that's going to be man on that inside tight end, right?
They're not quite, I think they're trips, right? Because look at Jair's body language. He's worried. He's not going with him to the middle. He's passing it off. So his job
that could be him covering him. I mean, look, I've seen that.
Dude, I know you hate Jair, but come on. If he was playing man-to-man, he'd be closer to this guy.
I don't know about that. Okay.
But even let's say Kyler Murray was looking over here. That's open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is open. Everybody's open. This is just dumb defense. I don't know what's going on here. It's a concern.
Okay. What happens? Oh, he gets.
Oh, he's wide open. But even if he wasn't open, this guy's open. And then this guy, the only guys covered are the guy over here and the guy over here. But the middle of the field, all you guys, Xavier McKinney all alone with two guys, and everybody else 3 yards deep. And yeah, Edgerrin Cooper is really tall. I mean, look how freaking huge he is. But he can't get his hand up and block this. He tries, but it sails over the top. And luckily, Xavier saw it right away because he was way over here. And he's like, oh, crap, I got to go. Luckily, he got over there. Because can you imagine if he was like Savage? Savage would have never saw it. This would be a touchdown because Savage would not even be looking over there and worried about it. Thank God Xavier McKinney's back there. Good God. And then he stops him. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown for sure.
Yep.
So that's concerning. And that's out of our base defense, right? We had three linebackers out there, and they didn't even worry about the two tight ends in the passing game. And that's been our weakness for years. Tight ends and running backs out of the backfield. We got to worry about these guys. Now, this is the same exact drive. And we're looking at the play, and look what happens. We got cover 3 again with Xavier McKinney in the back of, or actually, this is not Xavier McKinney. This is Bullard.
That one's Bullard? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think it is. Maybe it's Evan Williams. I don't know. It's one of them. Because Xavier McKinney's right here, down here in the bottom. He's at the 10-yard line. So you got cover 3, and then you got flat linebackers in the middle. And all these guys do is they attack the seams. You got a guy coming here and a guy coming here. And they're attacking the seams. And when you play this cover 3, that's where you get attacked. And the Cardinals knew it was going to happen. So Jeff Halfley has got a couple tendencies that teams know about. Boom.
Oh, yeah, and he played up on the in-breaking route there.
Throw to either one.
Yeah.
He can throw to this guy here. Now, I will say this. Based on positioning, Keyshawn Nixon's probably a little bit better position here. Yep. But also, look how far back this guy, I don't know who this is here, how far back he got in the coverage.
Oh, that was Preston. That was one where Preston dropped.
Was it?
Yeah, there's one play Preston dropped. I was like, yeah.
That's coming. There's more than one, actually.
Okay.
But because there's the reason I realize why he's so far back is because there's no running back over here.
Right.
Because if you look on this side, there's 3 guys. So McDuffie couldn't, he had to, now he's trailing the running back to the inside, though, because he followed this guy to the outside and then he passed it off. I don't know what's going on here. Either way, this could be a touchdown here at the bottom of the screen. It could be a touchdown here. It could be a touchdown here. I mean, there are 3 guys wide open against this cover 3 defense. Okay. And I hate to be a dick, but it's really bad. Could you imagine if Kyler Murray's thrown it? I mean, either way, because look at this wheel route on the bottom. That's wide open because Jair's not even worried about it. And McDuffie's following the running back to the inside, which makes no sense because you got 2 guys in the middle already anyways. But the ball's thrown here to 14 at about the 5-6 yard line, and he scores. And it's the only touchdown we gave up in the whole game. So but there are multiple guys open on that play.
Right.
And that cover 3 in the end zone, not a good call. I don't know what Jeff Hafley's doing, but there's too many openings to attack there. Now, here's your Preston Smith cover in the back. Drop right here. And this is another one of those zones that I don't quite know what's going on. Like when you watch here, let's rewind a little bit.
It was interesting because the safeties switched right away. So
they did.
And Evan Williams came up.
It's the weird thing is this. If you look at the formation, right, you've got 1, 2, 3 receivers to the top of the screen.
And you only have one on the other side.
What should have happened is Evan Williams should have stayed deep. And then you got 3 guys to cover here. But this play call calls for Preston Smith, of course.
That's why you could do
drop back in coverage.
Yep.
And then you have Preston Smith covering a tight end or a wide receiver, whoever comes into his zone.
Right.
And Evan Williams drops for some reason, even though you've got 1, 2 guys here. Now, one of these guys, actually what happens is Quay Walker, I think, drops back. And I think Edgerrin Cooper blitzes. I can't remember exactly, but we'll watch it here real quick.
All right.
It's something weird like that where a bunch of guys move, which is cool. Like I love the Jeff. Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So Cooper comes from way back here to blitz, and Walker goes back. But the problem is they keep max protection into cover. So with Quay Walker, because he's standing up here at the line of scrimmage, he doesn't pay attention to what the hell's going on with the receivers and stuff behind him. If he did, he would realize that he should have dropped back this way toward the Preston Smith area because that's where all the receivers are. Because Evan Williams is coming, and these 2 guys, Evan Williams and Quay Walker, are within 2 yards of each other in about 1 second. Boom.
Oh, yep.
And who are they covering? Absolutely nobody.
We got that dude on the bottom taken care of.
So, yeah, they got 1 guy, 3 guys covering 1 guy. So this is a little concerning because, yeah, it's cool that they do this crazy thing where, Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney switch spots and Preston Smith dropped back in coverage and Quay Walker looked like he was going to blitz, but he dropped back and Edgerrin Cooper blitzed. But guess what? Edgerrin Cooper blitzed from 5 yards deep. He never got there. And when you drop Preston Smith, guess what? Kyler Murray is not worried about Preston Smith at all. So he's throwing it right here to this guy because he knows Preston Smith has 0 lateral movement. And now you've got 3 guys covering 1 guy, and you got 3 guys wide open because Preston Smith ain't going to do nothing, and there's nobody here because Xavier McKinney voided the spot. So these are issues with the Jeff Hafley defense that need to be adjusted. Preston Smith should never be in coverage. I don't know why we keep doing this. It's dumb. You took Xavier McKinney out of that spot to put him at deep safety and dropped Preston Smith there. Does that sound like a smart plan? This is the same play, just from the quarterback's angle. You're going to watch Preston Smith. He's just going to sit there, and you watch Kyler Murray ain't going to give a crap. He's like, Preston Smith's back there? Well, I was put Devondre Campbell there. I ain't worried. And there you go. And
I think it's great that not only was he in a down, he had his hand down in the rush stance, but then he also took 2 steps forward before backing up. I mean, really tried to fool him there. P. Smith did.
Yeah.
But
so
it didn't work.
Those are just 3 plays from watching the film where I was like, come on, man, what is going on with this coverage, Jeff Hafley? So there are some issues. Okay. And so it looks really good when you watch it on TV and you're like, wow, look at that play. And, and we had a lot of turnovers and
can we just have like really smart people that find our show? Like, what is this? Does YouTube basically, the algorithm is this content is so high level that we only put it in smart people's feeds, people who watch smart stuff?
Well, I don't know.
Because look at John here. Savage and Haha drove me nuts. Yes, John.
Yeah.
But we had to hear when they traded Haha, what are you doing trading away a Pro Bowl?
Pro Bowl.
Safety?
He had 5 interceptions one year, so he was a Pro Bowler because he had 5 interceptions. No, the guy, he played the Bears twice. Oops, sorry. I know we had a Bears fan sorry, Bears fan, but he did get a lot of interceptions against the Bears with what's his face playing quarterback
because they had the third
what's his name, Mitch Trubisky.
No, the year he got it, they had the 3rd string quarterback, and he got 3 picks that one game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So enough negativity. Let's get positive. Here we go.
Kyler
contain. How do we do it? How did they stop him? 14 yards on the ground. That's all we had was 14 yards on the ground, and he had like 9 carries or something like that.
Show the rain. The rain.
So here we go.
Him.
No, it wasn't the rain. It
the
was
rain
good.
and the long grass at Lambeau.
So let's see what they do in coverage here. Now, there's a couple times where the coverage is really bad, and Kyler Murray just didn't see it because he's really short. That helps.
And he's not that good. Let's be real.
So on this play, this is kind of done by Kyler Murray. Because if you're looking here, now, this is the difference between Keyshawn. Keyshawn Nixon makes this play.
Yep.
And you wouldn't think he would, because you would think if this was Stokes, this is a completed pass down here, and it's a completion. And Kyler Murray sees it. He's on his rollout. Guess what? The Packers are going to get attacked. Unlike Matt LaFleur, the Cardinals call, this guy goes deep. This guy cuts in. This guy cuts in. And you got 3 levels all across the field with Keyshawn, who has to make a decision. Right? Now, but luckily we do also have, I think this is McDuffie here, who's in the flat, right? Because this is our base defense, because you got Bullard in here. Bullard's on the top of the screen, and McKinney here. So we don't have any Evan Williams on this play, which is dumb. Evan Williams should be on every single play. But that's besides the point. So as we watch this play happen, we're going to go a little bit further here. Watch Keyshawn. Keyshawn realizes there's 2 guys back here. I have got to get back. Now, if this was Aaron Rodgers, I think, or Jordan Love for that matter, this ball's getting thrown already. Probably
right there. Yep.
It's already gone. Kyler Murray is not taking the shot for some reason. Or what would happen is, actually, Love would throw this ball now, and he'd throw it here. And Keyshawn would get back there and pick it off.
No, only if he made it a floaty ball.
Well, he would make it a floaty ball. And now, let's look. Now, Keyshawn also, not only is he looking at the guys, he also notices Bullard's there, so he stops and covers the tight end. So now Murray can't throw the ball to the tight end. Right? And we got a guy in the flat here. But we got McDuffie here, and McDuffie has to make a smart decision. He's like, okay, I can cover the guy in the flat, which I probably should, but also it's Kyler Murray. Shit. And McDuffie decides to go for Kyler Murray. And luckily, we got Quay Walker coming, and we got Cooper coming. So guys are moving, and they're coming, right? They're all getting over there. Xavier McKinney's the only guy back here deep. He's super deep. But this play is made by Keyshawn Nixon, and he'll never get credit for it. And there you go. And look at this. Carl Brooks in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Brooks left it and went in coverage because he knows, I can't catch Kyler Murray, but maybe I can keep up with this slow tight end. And McDuffie goes forward. Now, there's kind of a pass here. Kyler Murray could have threw this here, I think, to the tight end. But Keyshawn is kind of hanging out there, so maybe he's a little worried.
Kyler Murray knows who's the best corner on this team.
So he gets a couple yards, but that's it. And it was Keyshawn Nixon who made that play. Mm-hmm. And he'll never get credit. Now, this is a totally different play. This is a classic. Let's drop Preston Smith in coverage.
Yes. Oh, look at him.
So why? I don't know why. Luckily for us, they didn't pick up Quay Walker on the blitz. And Kyler Murray,
look how comfortable he looks right now. He's really going to be effective.
It's not good. But what is good is Quay Walker's on the blitz, and they didn't pick him up. Let's look at the before of the snap here. What happens here? Why did they not pick him up? Oh, see, because he's lined up way over here on the tight end. But you also got Evan Williams up here. So Evan Williams is the guy who actually covered the tight end on this play. But before the snap, it looks like Quay Walker is. There's no way Quay Walker's coming, right? And look at Edgerrin Cooper is actually lined up in front of the guard, so the guard has to worry about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you also got Preston here. So this is an awesome play by Jeff Hafley. So I did talk crap about it in the beginning of the video, but this is really cool, right? Because you got these 3 guys. This is some freaking what's his face? Beefalo from the Vikings stuff here.
Yeah.
And so you watch the snap here, right before the snap. Quay Walker's coming. Kyler Murray should know. But it's too late to change the play now. And the running back's a little slow getting over. Now, Quay probably should have came harder. I don't know why he's kind of... Now, this is slow motion. It's slow motion, but whatever. And the tight end should be coming right around right now. He should know this is a blitz. Quick, like there should be a quick route here. Against a good team, this tight end would turn around and it'd be a quick pass, and we're probably screwed, right? And it's a completed pass because there's nobody here covering him. But lucky for us, Kyler Murray's really short. This guy doesn't adjust, the tight end. Quay Walker's coming in the blitz. The running back thought he had to cover over here because he had Preston and Cooper both drop out, but he was over here worried about all those guys. And then Carl Brooks becomes the contained guy on the outside, which is key to this play. Running back does a good job picking up Quay Walker because Quay Walker wasn't as aggressive enough. Of course, Gary is getting stood up, not even at all doing anything. I don't remember who was the D tackle, but he's doing nothing. And this guard isn't even blocking anybody because, of course, there's nobody coming.
Preston's got him. Look at him.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, well, watch. The key to this play is, look at that. Quay gets off the block. Gary gets through the guy. Kyler Murray's like, crap, I got to get out. But Carl Brooks held his ground. He didn't go over pursue. He didn't try to get around the guy. He just held him up because he knew he's got contained and blitz from the other side. And if he gets too far down, Kyler Murray's got easy access to get away. So Carl Brooks, look at that. Carl Brooks holds him. Kyler Murray's got time because these guys are slow and just throws an incomplete pass.
Oh, that's terrible.
But what made that play was really cool. Blitz by Jeff Hafley. Carl Brooks holding the edge instead of being stupid and trying to get, I'm going to beat my guy to get to the quarterback like Zadarius Smith would do. He held his ground at the defensive end position. Now, he wasn't D-tackle, but because, Preston dropped, then he became defensive end. But he did a good job of containing Kyler Murray as best he could. He could never catch him, but it forced an incomplete pass, which is beautiful, right? Do you have anything to say about that play?
Yeah, the guy that was double teamed and stood up at the middle there who didn't go anywhere.
That
was Kenny Clark, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I figured. Yeah, we'll get to him later.
All
now,
right.
this is the Evan Williams awesome tackle. So let's watch that. It's just everybody knows about it because it's beautiful. You got Van Ness on the outside, of course. Evan Williams is coming on the blitz, and it ends up being a run blitz because Kyler Murray keeps it because he's only looking at Van Ness. And then, of course, Evan Williams is like, I'm going to tackle you because you're only 5'2". Sorry, Kyler Murray, you're short. And that's the end of that. And look at him. Holds his ground. You tried doing juke moves around me. Nope. Tackle. Done. Beautiful. Beautiful, Evan Williams. What a man. And then this is the turning point of the game, in my opinion. So I'm showing the next two plays. We're just going to show them because they're awesome. So right after that play on fourth down is now, well, actually it's the next play because, of course, the play before that was
Jaden Reed's fumble.
Jaden Reed got hurt, yeah, and then we called back or whatever. So this is it's not the very next play, but it happened next in the stats.
Yep.
But Keyshawn gets the big punt return, right? Sets 13 up. That was a good setup by cutting inside and then going back around again. Beautiful. Then he's got the speed to get past all these slow freaking guys in white.
Crazy, yeah.
I don't know how he's that fast, but he is. And then it gets tackled by the kicker. That's really sad, but it worked. Look at oh my God, who's on the bottom of the screen?
I don't know. He maybe should have blocked the kicker, I think.
Oh, it's Wooden. It's Wooden.
Colby Wooden.
Yeah, it's Colby Wooden. That's funny because he's just
you should have gotten in front of the kicker, dude.
Yep. Look at him. He's like, oh my God, I screwed up. I should have. If I would have blocked the kicker, I would have been a touchdown. Yeah, well, that's all right. It's still an awesome play. And then, of course, the next play I put on here too. A really great starting glove Pele. Good pass. Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised Keyshawn got around that corner. I really was.
I was too. He was so freaking fast. This is slow motion and it still looked fast.
This is what Christian Watson is good at.
Oh my God, he's beautiful at this stuff.
How
many crossing routes with Aaron Rodgers that first year would just boom, just go deep and cross it. And look at this,
running away from dudes.
This is the type of stuff we need to see more of. I mean, look at this. Because Tucker Kraft comes through, you're gonna have a wide open Romeo Doubs, wide open Christian Watson. Like this is just taking advantage of just Buda Baker's slowness. I mean, he could have threw the ball at any one of these two guys here on this play, but he went for the jugular, which is fine. And Christian Watson makes the catch, and it's touchdown. That's 3 awesome plays in a row. Like that's some serious stuff there. And that was the key. I mean, if it wouldn't have had that Bowen Melton fall down interception, this game was over at that point. Like that was the 3 big differences. So pretty awesome. Now we're gonna go back to watching some more Kyler Murray containment here. Oh, nice. That's
Van Ness blowing.
That's Van Ness blowing up the screen.
I didn't screen. Nice.
And you can do that. He's not past the line of scrimmage. You can beat the snot out of these guys.
Yeah.
Wow. I never noticed that.
As long as you don't grab and hold them, you can chuck them and beat them up. And
let's watch that. Yeah. Dang. See, and everybody's getting some credit there. Van Ness is getting some credit.
Oh, it's the running back. My bad.
No,
he's playing with the lineman there.
Ooh, that might be defensive.
Oh, that is a tight end. Yeah, he got a little hold in there. That must be the tight end tried to block him initially. Yeah. Okay.
But okay, so there's 2 parts about this play that work. So first of all, because it's a screen pass, the receivers aren't really trying to run routes, which is good for us. So we got Keyshawn covering well on this side. We got Evan Williams covering good on the deep guy here. But I want you to watch Bullard. I think he must be right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we already know about Van Ness taking the screen pass away, which is beautiful. And Bullard starts moving over this way because he knows it's screen. But then he sees the screen's not happening, and he's the guy who chases down Kyler Murray and gets him out of bounds for a short game. So that's another good play by a safety who isn't Darnell Savage. I'm going to keep ripping on Savage. Savage would have just kept going to the screen. Even though the guy was falling down, he wouldn't even been looking at the quarterback. So that was a good play by Van Ness and Bullard. You're never gonna see that in stats. Well, maybe Bullard got the tackle for that because he ran out of bounds in front of him. But Van Ness took that screen away by just beating the snot out of tight end. That's beautiful, beautiful stuff. So here's the next Kyler Murray. What happened? How do we stop him? How do we contain him? All right, we got pretty good coverage on the top of the screen. We got Bullard here in the middle. We got Evan Williams on the top. Now, they're doing this. They like to do this against us, and they're smart. But the thing I like the best about this is we got pressure coming through the middle. Van Ness is doing good on the edge. Mm-hmm. And Kyler Murray can't look to this side, even though the play on this side of the field is where he wants to attack because you got 1, 2, 3 guys and only 2 guys to cover here. But if you look at the top of the screen, to the left of the screen at the 30-yard line, you're going to see Xavier McKinney. He's got that covered deep, and Jair knows it. So Jair's kind of just sitting on this route at about 10 yards deep, and he can take care of this guy if he comes to the inside. So this is much better because you have the cover 2 defense as opposed to that single high safety. So this is doing a lot better, taking care of these passes when they do 3 guys on the side of the field. We at least have 3 levels contained now, with Cooper down here in the flat, Jair at the about 10-yard line, and Xavier for the deep guy. So this is covered now. Hafley made adjustments after the first couple times that we saw earlier. That was early on in the game when he gave up that first touchdown. So this is good stuff. We got good pressure. Kyler Murray is forced to go to the outside where there's less defenders. He's smart. He's telling the guy to go deep here. And look at these guys. Edgerrin Cooper. Look at him. He's so freaking fast, dude. It doesn't look fast because it's freaking slow motion. But look how far he came. He's behind him. Edgerrin Cooper is here. Oh, no. Oh, that's not Edgerrin Cooper. That's JJ Inigbare.
Come on.
God damn. Igbare's fast.
Is it really?
Yeah. That's 55.
Damn. Maybe there's you know what? 55 might have a little legendary sauce to it as well.
Well, no, because wasn't that Ding Dong's number?
Who's Ding Dong?
What's his face? I just said his name earlier. Oh my God, how did I forget his name? Zadarius. Wasn't he 55?
Oh, he tried to ruin it like William Henderson, but now we're back on track.
Right.
Now we're back on track. Back on track.
All right, we're almost done here, guys. So here's another containment. We got pressure up the middle. Rashawn Gary.
All right.
If you look here, this is bad news. We got a wide open guy here coming across because Xavier McKinney is running deep for some unknown reason and not worried about this guy. I'm a little concerned about this, Xavier McKinney. Why are we running back so far in this cover 2 defense? He's 20 yards deep. I don't know why. If there wasn't pressure coming, this is wide open here. Now, maybe he's setting him up to then run forward and pick him off. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. But this number 4 is going to be open. And then we got a guy trailing here. But Evan Williams is here. We're good. We got this covered up here. But I'm a little concerned about why he's running deep. Maybe he's supposed to help out Keyshawn. I don't know. No, this would be a freaking... Look at this. Yeah. You got wide open. I mean, maybe these guys can break on the ball. It's a pretty long pass. But if you look down here, Rashawn Gary got some huge... He beat his guy cleanly. Got pressure up the middle. And I think they had him lined up at D tackle on this play. Let's see. Or maybe they did a stunt. Let's find out. They might have done a stunt. Let's start from the beginning here. Sorry, everybody. We're getting excited here. Oh, stunt. Kenny Clark. Yeah. Good job, Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark taking out. That's what Kenny Clark is good at. Just run into some guys because you can't get any pressure. But at least if you can knock out Gary's guy and he can get a clean. This isn't really Gary doing anything. It's just. And look, who do they double team?
Carl Brooks.
No, that's TJ Slayton, dude.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 93. But Gary gets the quick one in there. We get the pressure. And then you can't catch him, though, of course, because it's Kyler Murray and he's fat. And then you got Preston Smith, who's still slow.
I mean, P. Smith, get him.
He's pathetic. I mean, I hate to say this, but Preston needs to not play anymore.
Oh.
I think it's time for the Van Ness, Inigbare, Gary. That's who needs to be on the field at all times.
Okay.
Speaking of that, we got Van Ness, Inigbari, and Gary all on the field at the same time with Kenny Clark. So we got 3 out of the 4 that are good. Oh, snap. Here we got a cover 2 again with 5 guys. You got the corners looking deep. They have to go deep, they will, but they're kind of looking out for the quarterback. This is a zone. A lot of zone in this game because they got to keep Kyler Murray in check, right? And we did a good job. Nobody's open. Now, we got Rashawn Gary, who decided to try to beat his guy to the outside, and Inigbari, who's trying to beat his guy to the outside, and that leads Kyler Murray with 2 open lanes because, of course, Kenny Clark is just – I don't know why they're doing a stunt with Kenny Clark and Van Ness. I mean, this is bad. Like, there's too much opening here. But they did put pressure on him, and they forced him up. And now you got Evan Williams covering this guy in the middle of the field at the G. Jair's got the guy on the bottom. And you got 2 guys. Well, one guy covering here, and then it's up to this, whoever this is right here, to take out Kyler Murray. I don't know who it is. I think it might be Bullard, but we'll see.
I think it's McDuffie, is it?
No, it's too fast for McDuffie. That's Bullard.
Too fast? Okay.
But Bullard does a good job. He has no assignment there, right?
Yep.
And he's like, he's trusting Jair to cover this guy on the bottom of the screen, and Bullard's just like, nope, I'm going straight for you. This is slow motion. He's moving faster than it looks like, and he gets it. I'm sure you got a tackle from that. But there's good pressure from Gary. Good contained by everybody. Keeping your eye on the quarterback. Good stuff. The cover 2 helped out. When they did the cover 3, it wasn't as good. Now this is same play from earlier, but there's no Evan Williams in here to mess it up, right? So Van Ness had to go with the running back. That's his assignment. Kind of got schooled. Kyler Murray's running. This looks like it could be a touchdown, right? This looks really bad. Because you know that down here, I think this is Jair. He's not going to block anybody. It might be Keyshawn. I don't know. But he's probably not going to tackle. But we got to remember 33, baby. 33 right here at the 5-yard line is like, I am not letting Kyler Murray score a touchdown. No friggin' way in hell. And he goes for it. Then he's like, oh, I can't get the angle. So then he straightens out his angle and cuts him off. So there's no, and then there's actually a flag on the play because there's holding called on this guy here. That was Keyshawn. See, because Keyshawn talks. Yeah, it was Keyshawn. If that was Jair, it probably would have been a touchdown.
Yep.
But because it was Keyshawn, the guy had to hold him. And this is just the same play again, showing this is the last play on the video. So that's how you contain Kyler Murray. You keep your eyes on him. You play zone coverage. You attack. You have to have at least one guy go to him. You can't just let him run. You can't worry about coverage. You have to attack him, but you still have to have guys who can cover. And what we saw from the video is guys covering, taking care of a guy who comes in your zone. And I don't know if they were assigned to be the spy on Kyler Murray or not.
Right.
But they were smart enough. We saw it multiple times. McDuffie did it. Bullard did it. Cooper did it. Heck, even Inigbari chased him down one time. They all kept their eyes on him and attacked and moved to the quarterback. And that's something that this defense is different than the other defense. It's not the defense that's different. The players are playing differently. We have better players. We have players who want to make a play as opposed to Savage and Devondre Campbell who don't do anything.
Well, and it matters from those spots because those generally are spots that are in the middle and can get in on most plays if the guys diagnose and attack, right? Yeah. Versus sitting around and putzing around. So, they're not going to be instantly engaged with a blocker. So if they diagnose, go to the play, they can beat the block sometimes, or sometimes like safeties, there is no blocker for them. So if the safety gets involved, safeties can make a lot of plays if they're aggressive.
Yeah.
And we see it on other teams.
It was really cool. We saw a couple of the play where Keyshawn, that one play where he had to cover 2 guys at one time, and he just, and Kyler's rolling to his side. How many guys would be smart enough and tough enough to go to run back? No, you got to cover 2 guys. And then luckily, the safety's coming over. So he's like, Bullard's coming over, and he's like, okay, now I'm going to cover tight end. And he comes back up and covers tight end, and he takes away the passing lanes. Now, as we know, like I said, I think Jordan Love would have thrown that pass where Kyler Murray didn't. So it all depends on who you're playing against. I don't know. And then we saw Van Ness beat the snot out of a tight end on a tight end screen. Beautiful. A lot of plays where when we're watching the game, they're not going to get the credit for that. No one's going to see that. Mm-hmm. But they're the ones who messed up the play, which forced Kyler Murray to move out of the pocket because the pressure got there. Now, we got no sacks, right? 0 sacks, but a lot of pressures, a lot of smart play by the defense in this zone coverage. And that when they played that cover 3, it was some issues, but they switched to a cover 2, and they did a lot better when they did that. They took away those seam passes, and also took away that when they attacked the sidelines with 3 guys, not only 2 guys, they took that away too by going to cover 2 instead of cover 3. So those are all things that worked pretty good. Now, they gave up some yards at times, and we needed the 3 turnovers at the to stop them, but they got the 3 turnovers, and 2 of them were turnovers that they caused, and one was just a ding dong. Running back runs into the quarterback and he drops it. And of course, Kenny Clark picks it up. That's the one good play Kenny Clark had.
Kenny Clark.
Yeah. Okay. So those are all some good stuff there, and a couple bad plays at the beginning, but me, I got to show you some bad.
Got to show all good, bad, and all the stuff in between. Okay. You still got Kenny Clark video?
I do. We could just show it.
Let's get to it.
And really, you want to just keep watching videos?
Well, what else are we going to do? This show's a long one, but we're not doing a show Friday night. This is our only show for the week.
Yep.
So
I got to pick up my kid.
Man, I got a beef to pick with you.
You want some beef or what?
Yo, what's your beef?
Come on, man.
all right, Ben's got beef with
I'm to the point now where I don't care.
Kenny.
I've had enough. It's time. It's one thing to talk about it, Jason, right? It's one thing to talk about how bad a player is, but
Yeah.
it's time I show. It's time that I show how pathetic, and it hurts me because I think he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Good guy.
He's a good guy, but for God's sake, dude,
Good teammate.
what are we doing?
He's up. Clark Barf. Let's
Am I up?
see it.
Get the video up.
You're up.
Clark Barf. Let's see it. I'm just gonna play the plays. All we're gonna do is watch Kenny Clark.
Sounds
great.
great.
And you tell me if he's good. You tell me if he's worth $25 million a year, but Aaron Jones gets cut because he's supposed to make 12. You tell me where the money is here. Here he is. He's getting double teamed.
Oh,
He's getting double teamed. He's getting double teamed. So, I mean, that's what the fans will say. But he got double teamed, Ben. You're right. He did get double teamed, and he held up against double team very well, which is Kenny Clark is strong. Like, I don't ever want to come up to him and see him in his face and tell him he sucks. I never want to do that. I'll get my ass kicked. Don't ever want to do that. Kenny Clark, if you ever see this, I'm sorry. I say you suck, but it's true. But I don't never say that to your face because I'm a wimp and a wuss, and I would get my ass kicked straight up. Okay.
Damn, Carl Brooks already beat his guy. Look at that.
Wait a minute. This is the second play? This is the first play, right?
Yeah, first play.
All right. So we got Van Ness here. We got who's getting kind of held on the edge. We got an open blocker here.
Well, he was doubling Van Ness. Now he peeled off. And now Kenny's not really blocked by anybody anymore because the guy's going to get Quay Walker and the other guy's just running alongside it. They're running together side by side.
And look at this.
Get him, Kenny. He came off.
Kenny Clark. This guy, Kenny Clark, dude. The running back is right there. I mean, his helmet to helmet, they're practically touching. They're practically touching, right? This is an easy tackle for Kenny Clark, right? Right?
Look at Jair before you move on. Look at him. Okay,
yeah, I know. Look at 84. Look at this poor guy. I don't know what happened to this guy. He's blocking the wrong way.
He was trying to block Eric Wilson. That's what happened to that guy.
You can't block Eric Wilson. He's too good.
What happens?
Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark. Yeah, well, it's Kenny Clark. $25 million or whatever he's making. He should be able to make this tackle. He's right there in front of him.
He gets him.
Oh, what was that?
No.
Oh my God. I got to watch that again.
Oh,
let's watch.
No.
Okay. Kenny Clark is not a tall guy.
No.
Is he trying to take his head off? Look at that. What the hell was that? Let's watch it again.
Is this seriously McDuffie has to run all the way around all these guys to make the tackle?
Yes.
God, what the hell? Come on.
Look at this. Why is Kenny Clark trying to take his head off? Just stand there. He would have ran right into you. Why did he go sideways and try to take his head off?
I I don't know. Could have kneed him right there in the gut or in
Yeah.
the balls or something. I don't know what he's doing.
How did he miss that tackle? Oh, it's Rashawn Gary.
Well, yeah, and McDuffie.
And Kenny Clark clapped his hands. Let's watch Kenny Clark. Let's watch Kenny Clark.
You got to keep it moving here. Come on.
No, because I got to watch Kenny Clark.
Oh,
Watch him. Watch him. He gets up. Shucks.
Yeah.
$25 million. Ah, well. Now, this is the very next play. I'm not even making this up. This is the very next play. Kenny Clark is lined up right here, and the big
well,
G.
he's tired. He's tired after that last play.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Very next play. Watch him.
Oh,
boom. Look at that.
penetration.
Penetration. Look at that. He is in the backfield. Kenny Clark making a play. Just like Aaron Donald, right? Aaron Donald style. Get in the penetration. Make the play. Make the play, Kenny Clark. You got it, Kenny Clark. He's right here. You see a sea of white and Kenny Clark at the ball carrier. Make the play, Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark. Oh,
No, missed him again.
Kenny.
Oh, he's on the ground. He's on the ground in the back there. I got a little choppy there.
What happened, Kenny Clark? Who's so
Got a little
good?
choppy. It got choppy on you. Try it again.
Oh, it didn't play it? No,
it did, but it got a little choppy on you.
Oh, really? That makes me sad.
I know.
Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again.
See if it's less choppy.
I will happily watch that again. Kenny Clark, penetration. You see it? Is it good?
I see him now. Yep. Oh, he's got him.
He's got him.
Does he have? No, he don't have him.
He's got.
Eric Wilson, get up there. Well, Eric Wilson forces him back inside.
Sean Gary again. Sean Gary. Kenny Clark. He's look at that play. I mean, he got to the backfield. He schooled this guy in front of him again. How many times does he school that bad offensive line to get in the backfield and then do nothing? That's the classic Kenny Clark.
It's gotta be tiring.
Here's Kenny Clark. He's tired. Look at him. He's on his knees. Everybody else is standing up, ready to go. Kenny Clark's on his knees.
Yeah. He's gassed.
Kenny Clark, right here. This is not. This is not the next play, by the way. But
get him out if he's that. They could sub him out if he's that tired.
Here he goes, Kenny Clark. What's he doing? Bull rush, bull rush, bull rush. Right? Bull rush this guy. Look at him. Beautiful. It's a beautiful play. The running back's coming your way. Shed the block. Make the tackle. That's what a good player would do.
Yeah, a little bit of a hold there, but yeah, he can't get off.
He's Kenny Clark, $25 million a year. Shed the block. Make the tackle.
He should be stronger to get that guy off of him. You know, you just knock that arm down. That's what you got to do.
Here we go, right here.
Right there.
Kenny Clark, right here, 74. On the guard, left guard. Playing on the left guard. Let's see what happens, Kenny Clark.
Oh, he got hit by the tackle, too.
He got hit by the tackle, and then the guard shoved his ass.
And the guy just buries him.
And then the running back goes straight through, and Edgerrin Cooper. And I don't know what's going on here.
I think Barry's way outside there.
Well, it's because they want to rush the quarterback. You know these guys. They love rushing the quarterback. But because Kenny Clark didn't hold his positioning, Edgerrin Cooper is out of position now. See? Because if Kenny Clark stayed there and didn't get his ass kicked way out of the play, this would be a condensed. There'd be nowhere for this running back to go.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenny Clark gets his ass kicked over to the side, and the running back gets through. Thanks, Kenny Clark. Thank God Inigbar is there, who you said was way out of the screen, but he made the tackle.
Yep. Well, he came down. He crashed from the outside. He had outside contain, and then he crashed. He has to maintain his leverage until he knows the running back is upfield because you can't let anything bounce outside.
Kenny Clark.
Is he coming again?
Oh, no. He's not even doing anything.
One-on-one here. One-on-one.
The center didn't even have to help on this play.
No, one-on-one.
Now, Carl Brooks double-teamed.
Yep.
Rashawn Gary not even blocked.
Unblocked.
The center doesn't even have to help Kenny Clark because he's so freaking far out. He's like, I'll just go right to Quay Walker. We're cool.
Get over there,
Kenny Clark just plays patty cake with 74 and not even anywhere near the play. Quay,
no. Oh.
This is a play where watch Quay. Quay is talking to guys. He's talking to Kenny. He's talking to all the guys. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. This is a play where Kenny Clark sucks and Quay, I don't know what he's doing.
The offense looks almost ready to go, and none of these guys look
ready. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what's going on. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's start with that. Let's start with Quay Walker. Now, I don't know if I was a middle linebacker. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this formation. I'm seeing a tight end. I'm seeing a running back. I don't know what's over here. Okay. Based on up here where you got both safeties are on this side of the center. I'm assuming there's 2 receivers over here and only 1 receiver on this side, I'm guessing, right? So if the running back is on this side, there really is only one way he's going to probably go, right? And you have McDuffie on the outside. So McDuffie is covering this side if the running back should go out in a pass play. So there should be zero reason, I repeat, zero reason for Quay Walker to move to the left of the screen. Yet that's his first move, even though the entire offensive line moves to the right. I don't understand it. Let's watch. Watch Holly. Look at what are we doing? What are we doing, Quay Walker? The entire offensive line is moving to the right.
Yep.
You have 3 other guys over here, and his first step is to the left. What? And the running back is already there. If he gets the handoff, he's only going one way. He can't come back that way. And all you got is Kenny Clark and Preston Smith and 5 guys running at him. What do you think's going to happen on this play? And we got guys trailing, yes. But Quay Walker, what if Quay Walker would have just flowed with the play? He could have he could have attacked this hole right here and been in the backfield and tackled 31 if he could have beat 71. Because the tight end's looking to get him. And the tight end's already there. And Quay Walker should be here with the tight end trying to tackle him or trying to block him. But Quay took a misstep for no reason. Like, what is he looking at? And, of course, Kenny Clark is single blocked by a guard. Or no, it's a tackle. Doing nothing. Getting no penetration. And look at this. Convoy. And thank God McDuffie is not an idiot. And he's not fast, but he can at least track him down and tackle him. But what is Quay Walker doing? Okay, so now we're going to watch a couple plays where Kenny Clark sucks, but somebody else is good. All right, so this play, Kenny Clark is lined up here at D tackle, and Preston Smith's lined up at D end. Preston Smith is going to, now he's going to be blocked by a tight end, so, there's a little bit of, but at least it's not a Zadarius Smith on a wide receiver situation. All right, let's go back and watch Kenny Clark one more time, because that's the start of this play. Let's watch Kenny Clark on this play, right here. Here he is, right here, right? Takes an inside move. The guard shields him off. And Kenny Clark does not move from this spot. You're going to watch TJ Slayton get over there. And Kenny Clark doesn't get over there for some unknown reason. Look at that. He doesn't move. He's just got one guy blocking him. So I thought he's a 25 million Kenny Clark.
If he's that tired, he should sit down.
What is he doing?
Take a break.
Now, Preston Smith's over here with the tight end blocking him. The tackle's going around. He's supposed to go in the hole, pick up Quay Walker. McDuff getting blocked by offensive lineman. This is a good play, but Preston Smith makes a better play. He gets off the block, boom, shoves the tight end out of the way, makes a tackle. Good job, Preston Smith. You can't cover anybody in coverage, and you certainly can't rush the passer anymore, but at least you're pretty good against the run. Thank God you're out there. And now here's the last play. We're going to watch Kenny Clark on this side. We're going to watch TJ Slayton here at D tackle. You're going to watch a guy who knows how to play against the run. And you're going to watch a guy who doesn't know how to play against the run. Here we go. Last play of my beef of Kenny Clark. And I apologize to all Kenny Clark fans, but I have to show you the truth. $25 million a year for this.
It doesn't get you much.
It's ridiculous. Now, he gets double teamed. But before he even gets double teamed, this guy's already got his ass beat to the outside. Now look at TJ Slayton. Look at him. Look at how he got underneath the guy, and look at his extension. He is powering this guy. Just amazing. Amazing extension, getting underneath and just destroying this dude. Right? Beautiful.
Now Kenny's cheating right here. Actually, he's grabbing and trying to hold that offensive lineman from running away, which sometimes is a little trick, but it can get you in trouble.
And maybe that's what he's supposed to do. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do.
Defensive holding is a first down, automatic first down, by the way. So,
but look at this. Let's watch TJ Slayton here.
All right.
Because we saw Kenny Clark, who got penetration and was able to maybe make a tackle because the running back was there and he couldn't get off the block, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just watched TJ Slayton get really good underneath pressure on this guy. Watch him break off of this hold. This guy is totally holding him. Yep. Watch him just rip it and make the tackle. The way you should when you're playing D tackle and you're single blocked. Mm-hmm. Awesome. That's how you do it. That's how you run defend when you're single blocked by a guy holding you and you have strength. And Kenny Clark's supposed to have the strength. You frickin' smack the piss out of the guy, break off the frickin' hold, and make the tackle. That's how you do it. So that's my beef. I can't watch it anymore. I can't watch a guy who's paid that much money do absolutely nothing. The team is better when he's not on the field. Period. It's better if TJ Slaton's out there. It's better if Colby Wooden's out there. It's better if NS is out there. It's better if Carl Brooks is out there. You can put anybody else out there, it's better. Because even when he beats the guy in front of him and gets to the backfield, he never makes a play. Now, he got a fumble recovery because he got lucky. But that's it. Yeah, he sacked Kirk Cousins when he tore his Achilles. That's it. I'm sorry, fans. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's another guy who's high paid and doing nothing. It's ridiculous. Why did we not cut him in the offseason? I said you can cut Kenny Clark and save a bunch of money and keep Aaron Jones. And they did the opposite. They cut Aaron Jones and extended Kenny Clark. Are you freaking kidding me? And we would have never had to waste money on Jacobs because we already have Emmanuel Wilson, who's good. We could have had Aaron Jones and Emmanuel Wilson. We could have just cut him and saved $12 million on the cap. What the fart knockers? Okay, I'm done. Sorry I had to waste all your time watching Kenny Clark video. And you're right. He might have been grabbing that guy on purpose as part of the play where he just takes out two guys and makes sure
it's still cheating. It's still cheating, and it's not worth it because I know he did. Defensive holding is not. It's an automatic first down, so it's not worth doing. It's just not.
Well, he's Kenny Clark. I mean, that's the only thing he can do. He can't move. When he does get penetration, he can't tackle anybody. He doesn't get pressure on the quarterback. He misses wide open running backs when they're basically right in front of him to tackle him. He has zero speed to move laterally to actually make a play sideways. And sometimes he can bull rush and do something once in a blue moon. He does do good on short down. Yeah, there's a couple times I can remember on a 4th and 1 or 2 where he does a pretty good job of smacking some dudes and making sure the line of scrimmage doesn't move. I'll give him that. And he's a big, tough. He's not big, but he's tall. He's not tall. He's a short, tough guy. So I'll give him that. He's tough. Yep. And he's a nice guy.
Yep.
But he ain't worth $20-something million a year. So just like you hate Jair. Well, you don't hate Jair, but you hate him on the field. I hate Kenny Clark on the field.
I like Kenny Clark off the field either.
Okay. Well, I like Kenny Clark off the field. I don't like him on the field.
Yeah.
So
I got you. The Packers do it. They pay the most for the least production of any team that I know.
Yeah. They have the second highest paid defense in the whole NFL.
They like to pay their guys that don't produce. Man, do they like to pay those guys that don't produce. And the guys that do produce, they're like, we could take it or leave it. Maybe we'll take it. Maybe we'll leave it. I don't know.
Well, at least they didn't pay Savage. And they let Devondre Campbell go. And the replacements for those two guys, Edgerrin Cooper and either Bullard / Evans / McKinney, all upgrades. And in the other video we showed that those guys are making plays and they're moving to the ball and they're attacking and they're smart. And it's all those upgrades in the middle of the field have helped this defense produce turnovers, contain fast quarterbacks. Like we played Jalen Hurts, we've played Kyler Murray. Who else did we play that was kind of a running quarterback? Did we play somebody else?
Johnson. Or Anthony, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, from the Richardson. Yeah, Anthony Richardson. From the Colts. From the Colts, yeah. So we played 3 rushing quarterbacks who didn't really do jack squat against us in the running game or in their scrambling because we were smart. Now, we lost the first one against the Eagles, but we won the other 2. And the defense, because the middle of the defense in the second level is 100 times better than it was last year when we had high-paid guys and first-round picks there. And here we got 4th-round picks, 2nd-round picks, 3rd-round picks, and they're rookies and they're playing better. Or, we had a high price than Xavier McKinney. I'll give you that. But
Mhm.
He's not really affecting the middle of the field. He's affecting more deep safety when he's in there. I don't think he really does much in the middle of the field. But
He doesn't
Evan
do a
Williams
lot in the way of
making plays,
assertive tackling,
No,
but he does other stuff. He's more aware in coverage and playing all
Yeah.
that, which he's shown.
I think he's more effective than Adrian Amos was in the
Yeah.
in the secondary back there.
For sure. I mean, the thing is, aren't those things we were calling for the longest time, to get some more aggressive and more speedy players in the middle of the field who can actually get in on almost every play. And they finally did it. They finally invested in it, and at least a little bit. And here's what and the other big change for the Packers, right, is a bunch of these rookies are playing and starting and playing a lot. So
And they're playing good though.
Yeah. I mean, just think about
there's some issues with Edger and Cooper, but
I know, but think about the rookies the last 2 years.
They've played a lot and they've helped a lot.
And I know it was kind of forced upon them a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know who made that. I don't know who was holding him back before. You can't.
It was Aaron Rodgers.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Because Rodgers wants his. It was the whole Mercedes Lewis was still hanging around, and it's all these old guys still hanging around. And the one move Goody made that was dumb. Well, two of my two favorite guys, trading away Rasul Douglas and cutting Aaron Jones, two guys they shouldn't have gotten rid of. And guess what? Those are two positions that were not improved on over last year.
Because he was overconfident in his pick. He's overconfident with Jair. He's overconfident in his pick in Stokes. And he was also overconfident in Carrington Valentine. They thought, oh, he's an up-and-comer. He's whoa. So that's why he traded away Rasul, because he thought, well, I mean, look at all these young guys that are so good. Well, you misjudged two of them for sure. And Carrington Valentine's we're not sure yet. He's kind of good sometimes, kind of not so good sometimes. But we'll see.
Yeah. Todd's telling me I should send this material to Kenny Clark. I don't know. I don't want to get punched in the face. He'll probably find me and beat me up. I don't want to get beat up.
You don't want to be Robert Saleh getting smacked, or Robert Saleh looking for you, right?
Yeah. I don't want to be like Robert Saleh beating up Aaron Rodgers. Kenny Clark would beat the crap out of me. I would be scared to death. Kenny Clark is a monster.
Ooh, Todd says with intent to pick up his game. Now, what used to happen when we were doing
I don't think he can pick up his game. I think he's not good.
Remember what happened years ago, though?
What?
When we first started doing the show for like the first 2 years.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We used to call it.
Whenever we called somebody out, they would have a really good game after we called them out. But that hasn't happened in the last, because we called people out plenty of times. They still stink. So we called Savage out like 100 times and it didn't work.
Oh, one time it worked.
So we lost our juju. But it is time to get to it's time for some more Farkin salutes. So it is time for this.
And now it's time for the Hafman Bros Silent but Deadly Player of the Week.
So I don't know if we're going to have the same one this week or not. I'm going to let you go first. And if you pick mine, I'm still going to pick mine because he is the silent but deadly player of the season, maybe. But go ahead. What do you got?
Can you have a silent but deadly player, but you don't know his name?
No. Well, maybe. Yeah, sure.
I don't know what his name is. He's 47. What? He's
47. The fullback is your silent but deadly after all that?
Yeah. I'll tell you why. I watched the All-22.
Okay.
And I'm telling you right now, every block he made was successful. Wow. He never missed a block. He was never out of position. He got on guys, and I don't know what his name is. It's really pathetic as a Packer show that I don't know what his name is. 47.
47. Next time you don't get it right, we're calling him William Henderson.
With a slight also maybe Ben Sims, but he actually had a couple of big plays. But it's kind of a combo.
Matter. It doesn't have to be a quiet game. Just
it's a combo fart gun salute to 47 and Ben Sims, who both had great games that no one noticed, especially 47. Nobody noticed, but Ben Sims had a really good blocking game too. Tucker Kraft, really bad game, by the way.
Andrew
Beck, 47, awesome game. I don't know how many snaps he played, but every time he was out there, I was watching, he was blocking. He was doing a great job. And if Malik Heath and Tucker Kraft freaking didn't have crappy ass blocking games, along with most of the offensive line, by the way, they would have ran a lot better. But some of the yardage that the running backs got in this game were because of those two guys. And some of the end arounds, like Bo Melton stuff, Beck was blocking on it for him.
Mhm.
So my silent but deadly guys, Ben Sims, Beck at fullback or tight end and fullback. Silent but deadlies. Nice.
Very nice. I like Ben Sims too in his game. I guess I didn't notice Beck as much, but that I didn't get to watch the all 22.
Well, I didn't notice when I was watching it. It was after. It was like the all 22.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like, who's this 47? Man, he's blocking
Nice.
everybody. 47.
it.
Holy crap. 47. Holy crap. And he never got the guy didn't get off the block. Whoever he was blocking never made a play. Just didn't make the play.
Was Musgrave healthy this week?
He's on IR, I think.
Oh, okay.
I
thought he was out.
I think they moved him to IR, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
He was not suited up this week. No. Last week he was suited up, never played. This week he was not even suited up.
So otherwise that Beck guy wouldn't have played, probably, right?
Right. But Beck played great. He played really good. He played really, really good. Really, really good.
Ben Sims, a Viking cast off, doing pretty good for us.
Yeah, doing good. Like them.
Okay. My silent but deadly player has actually been quietly having a very nice season, doing a lot of good stuff. He was called out in a positive way, recognized, we'll say, by his coach recently for being a vital piece to his unit. He also is on multiple units, and he was, even though he made a couple of big plays in this game, he made some quietly awesome plays, and then plays that Ben showed you that no one even noticed, because he is probably, I want to say at this point, our second best defender, definitely our best cornerback on this team.
Oh, okay.
He played inside. Now he's playing outside. He plays with an edge. He talks some shit. He plays aggressive. He tackles people. He returns punts like a madman. And that is number 25, Keyshawn Nixon, is my silent but deadly player for this week and also this season. Jeff Hafley said he loves the tone that he sets. He loves how physical he plays. He loves everything about Keyshawn Nixon. And Keyshawn Nixon has been doing awesome. No matter where they stick him, he just does stuff. And he's proven that he's worth the contract he got. Because we questioned it. We were like, is this really the smart idea? But as it turns out, he's the best one they got. So I'm glad they got Keyshawn Nixon. Congratulations. Silent but deadly player this week.
Nice.
Also,
I'll stay. Oh, yeah.
number 25 is a pretty good
25. Dorsey Levens. I'll say this. Keyshawn, having him at corner helps in the running game a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it helps against the screen pass. It helps against the quick wide receiver pass. It helps against the running game. He's fast. He's fast enough that when he makes a mistake, he can still get in there. He's not very tall, right? But he's tough and he's fast. And those are two things that, are really helpful. So yeah, Lee called it out. He knows what you're doing.
Nicely. Look, that when you have two, and we've seen this, when you have two corners that are passive against those type of outside plays, where really the best way to stop them from getting anywhere, outside runs, and also those quick screens or other type of screens or our swing passes, whatever, when they're trying to get a blocker out, when you sit back and wait, like you give the play, a chance to get somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so if you wait, if you piss around, or you're not aggressive, or you don't diagnose quick enough, or you're just not an aggressive and attacking player, you allow that stuff to happen. Keyshawn Nixon does not allow it to happen. Will he miss somebody once in a while? Sure. But you know what? He's not going to miss him because he pissed around. He's going to trust what he sees, attack it, and most of the time tackle people. And I'll take that over the alternative every time. And when you have guys on both sides that are passive, that leaves you susceptible to both sides of the field.
Well, that's Stokes and Jair.
I know. That's why we cannot have Stokes and Jair anymore. And I'm glad Jeff Hafley's here. I don't know if is there a new position coach for defensive backs too? Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's partly that person and Hafley, but they watched Stokes play. They played him because they had injuries. They watched him play and they're like, nah, this is not, he's not a starter. We have guys that are better than him. I'm sorry. He's a first round pick, but no, you're on the bench, buddy. You're like fourth corner. Sorry. and they had to do it. And they also recognize that Keyshawn is a key player on this team. And look, if Keyshawn was out, we'd feel it a lot more than when Jair was out. I'll just say that.
Well, yeah. The only thing that scares me is if we go up against like a tall receiver on the outside, because Keyshawn is not a big dude.
He'll battle though.
I know, but we have another short guy on the other side.
I know.
Both of them are small corners, and then not only that, if Keyshawn's playing outside, well, then you got Bullard on the inside, and guess what? Bullard is like 5'10". So we got a bunch of 5'10" guys or shorter playing cornerback, and if we go up against 6'3", 6'4" Christian Watson type receivers, yikes a roni, Like if we go up against Jameson Williams with the Lions, who's covering him? That's what scares me. He's fast and tall. Like Keyshawn is fast and tough and stuff, but he can't jump as high as those guys.
They'll have safety help for those guys, but the thing with that too is that's different about today's NFL than maybe a handful of years ago is you do not have nearly as many pinpoint accurate quarterbacks as you used to. No. A lot of these guys are good athletes, but they don't put the ball exactly where they want. No. So if you're a guy who's hanging around your receiver and you'll contest the pass and stick your nose in there and be physical, like you can defend guys that are bigger because these quarterbacks aren't going to put it up high where they want to most of the time. They're not going to hit that target. So you got a chance to fight for it. It's not like Aaron Rodgers in his heyday and Brady and, all these dudes that have placed the ball like right where they like it. I mean, Kirko is really accurate. There's just not that many. There's not that many accurate guys anymore. So, and that helps the cornerbacks a lot.
Yeah, Kirko's like the last one.
Yeah, but he turtles up, like plays that other guys, spin out or do something with, or maybe make something happen. Those are just dead plays when he's the quarterback. And also, that's what Aaron Rodgers is kind of like now too. He just turtles up and takes.
He threw for 509 yards on Thursday.
I know, Jesus Christ. Kirko and Mo left him on the bench. Oh no!
All right, Judah Time's asking what he's got here.
Who would we add to this defense before the trade if you was the GM? What do we need on this defense?
You know who I would add? Judah Time?
Dexter Lawrence.
No, Rasul Douglas. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had him.
The problem is the Bills, when they cut all these players and transition this team this year, a lot of it was salary cap moves. And Rasul's cheap. He's a starter that's good and cheap.
No sense. But obviously that's not going to happen.
You couldn't.
Lee, I'm telling you, if that was something that could happen, I would jump for joy.
What does Lee say?
Lee's saying Max Crosby.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, his buddy Devontae left, so maybe he'll be like, "Get me out of here."
It's not really his buddy.
Not really his buddy. I thought they were in it together. They were brothers, leaders of the team.
No, I'm pretty sure after Devontae decided he doesn't want to be there anymore, Max was like, "Well, what the hell are you doing, you whiny piece of shit?" and blah blah blah. But Max Crosby is a freaking insane wild man. Mm-hmm. He's the opposite of Kenny Clark. Because when he gets penetration, he makes a play every time, and he plays every down. He's like a motor that won't ever stop. But the Raiders would be complete morons to trade him. And not only that, the Packers have so much invested in defensive end. They will never trade for Garrett from the freaking Browns. They'll never trade for Max Crosby. They won't trade for a defensive end. They have too much money involved in that spot and high picks involved in that spot to spend money at that position. Goody will not do it, fans. I mean, I know it's what we want because we don't see the sacks, and Gary is, not making as many plays. He did have some pressure, like I said, in this one. I think what needs to happen is the defensive line the defensive line coach needs to be as aggressive with his decisions as the secondary coach has been. Because they've decided, you know what? Evan Williams is too good to not have in the field.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than Stokes. He's better than Valentine. We need to have him on the field. We'll put Bullard at slot. We'll put Keyshawn at corner. we're going to put our best 5 guys out there. And the defensive line needs to figure that out. The defensive line needs to be like, you know what? Kenny Clark is actually a deterrent to our team at this point. Preston Smith can only do good against the run when he's blocked by a tight end. He can't get pressure. He certainly can't cover. Please stop the dropping him in coverage. I mean, it's time that those guys are out of the rotation. I know they're two of the highest paid guys on their team. But to be honest, Judah time, I don't think there's anybody to trade for on the defense. I just don't. I think Cooper is doing good. He's progressing. McDuffie is solid at linebacker. I trust him. If when the chips are on the table, if I need somebody to play, I trust him. Quay Walker is the issue, but I trust Eric Wilson. But they won't take Quay Walker off the field. And I'm wondering when they're going to have to start looking at that and be like, Quay Walker is a first-round pick who's kind of, I don't know what he's doing out there. If Devontae Wyatt comes back, hopefully soon, Kenny Clark needs to sit his ass on the bench and not play, period. We need to have Devontae Wyatt, TJ Slayton. What's up? I just don't think there's anybody to trade for. There's nobody to trade for. I think we're covered. We have a good enough team. You just got to play the right guys, period.
So Kenny Clark so far this season has played 71% of the defensive snaps.
What?
Which is
Why?
down, which is down a little bit from where he'd been like previous seasons.
He should play 50% at the most.
A couple of years in there, he was 84, 83%. Last few years, he was 78, 73 last year, 71% this year. Okay, so 71% of the defensive snap are in 6 games. He has 13 tackles.
How many missed tackles does he have?
3.
You have that stat? He has more than that. He had 3 in this game. He had 3 missed tackles in this game. I showed them to you.
They say 3.
I showed you 3 missed tackles in this game. Are you telling me he had no missed tackles the rest of the year in the first 5 games?
He has 0 sacks.
I could see you have to be next to a guy to tackle him, so I can understand how he never gets next to a guy to try to have a missed tackle. But he had 3 missed tackles in this game alone. I showed them to you. So that's bullshit. I call bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. You
can't trade Clark because they extended him due to time.
Yeah.
It would be the biggest salary cap hit. It would be an Aaron Rodgers type $40 to $50 million salary cap hit on the cap.
I didn't look at this breakdown. I was curious about like what Carl Brooks was at, and because I mean I see him on the field more, which is good, but I don't know if it's still not enough. Probably. Did you see the last week's total Packers? Carl Brooks was the interview, and it was pretty awesome. He had some cool stuff to say.
You're breaking
but
up
goddamn,
on me.
what? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's because I'm looking at this stuff. Probably.
It might be me breaking up, not you, but I don't know. Either way, you sound like dog crap. Jack Heflin. Lee, don't be a jerk. Jack Heflin, I liked him. He's better than Kenny Clark. I'll stand on that. Jack Heflin's a better football player than Kenny Clark at this point. No offense. Especially for the money. If you just straight up production equal to money paid, Jack Heflin much better than Kenny Clark.
All right. Can you hear me better now? Probably because I'm not looking at that screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So Carl Brooks has only had 44% of the defensive snaps so far.
Yeah.
So that needs to go up, and Kenny Clark's need to come down for sure.
Kenny Clark's needs to come down. I mean, he looked tired on some of those plays. Looked like he wasn't even doing anything. Like, what is he even out there for? Get him off the field.
Get him out. Get him out.
I mean, he can't do anything when he's freaking completely rested. What's he going to do when he's tired? It's just ridiculous. I had to show the video because I can't take it.
I understand.
But I would say don't trade for anybody. The only thing to trade for is a cornerback. That's it.
Yeah.
If you're going to trade for somebody on defense, it's a corner. And they had him. It was Rasul Douglas. They screwed up. They don't need anybody else.
Center? Could we get a center?
On offense, sure. But that's all we need on offense is a center.
Why do we keep talking about ways
Jones
to fix his defense? Like, I mean, if they don't have it yet, and they still don't really have what they should have based on all the stuff they put into it. I mean, what else are you going to do at this point?
I think what's going to happen is if the coaches continue, especially these new coaches that are coming in, we have a new linebacker coach, we have a new D-line coach, but we also have the same old defensive. The outside linebacker coach is now also, because they have two defensive line coaches. He's still there, and which is the reason why we still see Preston in there so much, because he, I think, is the guy doing the rotations at that point. So Jude is saying we have a complete team. We do if we play the right guys. I don't think we need to trade except for cornerback. Cornerback is the one I'm worried about, because I don't trust freaking Stokes at all. Valentine he's kind of crazy. Like he gets really fired up and like talks shit constantly, and he's not even that good.
No.
He kind of scares me. He talks so much shit. I'm like, dude, calm your ass down.
Yeah. He tries to be physical sometimes, but then he gets hurt right away too, or misses tackles, so it's not that great. Ben, who are our best in your estimation? Who are the defenders that stick out to you as performing the best currently on this defense that we have all these, riches poured into?
Well, Evan Williams, obviously.
Okay, 4th round pick.
Carl Brooks,
4th or 5th round pick, right? 5th round pick, I think.
Yeah. McDuffie,
6th round pick.
I think Edgerrin Cooper is doing pretty good. He's getting better every game. His lapses in coverage are the things that scare me, but his aggressiveness, he tackles well, he's got speed, and he doesn't mess around. So I like him.
He's a 2nd rounder. Okay.
So,
would you say Carl Brooks? Or you said Carl Brooks?
I said Carl Brooks. Yeah, I said that.
Would you say TJ Slayton or not? Is he not doing that good? I don't know if he's showing
when
up.
TJ's out there, he's good.
Okay. So
he always makes he doesn't play nearly enough. I don't know. His snaps are gone way down.
Yeah.
They played Wooden more, and I don't like Wooden is okay, but he's not TJ.
He's kind of too small.
Yeah. Like I don't understand. TJ Slayton should get Kenny Clark snaps. Period. And then you could still have Carl Brooks out there, and you can still have Wooden out there. And when Devontae White comes back, you get his ass out there, and Kenny Clark sits his ass on the bench. Preston Smith, sit your ass on the bench unless it's first down. Preston Smith should only be in there on first down, period, or obvious running play. If it's pass rushing, 3rd down, no. He can't rush the passer. He's too damn slow, and he can't cover anybody. It's dumb. Give me an Igbare, give me Van Ness, give me Gary over Preston Smith, and even those guys are kind of I don't know.
So out of the players that are, performing noticeably well right now, we had all these lower round picks.
Keyshawn, he's good.
Keyshawn is an undrafted player who they scrapped off from the Raiders.
Yeah.
So you got undrafted, you've got 4th round picks, 3rd round pick, or 5th round pick, a 2nd round pick, and I guess we'll give Xavier McKinney doing pretty good based on all the stuff he's done from the defensive spot.
He's got picks.
So he's a high price free agent. But then who are we missing? We're missing 1st round pick Gary, 1st round pick Van Ness. We're missing 1st round pick Quay Walker, 1st round pick Kenny Clark,
Jair Alexander,
1st round pick and big money Jair. With
those are other guys who suck.
Yeah. Just look at that Packer fans who are excited about this defense because they're playing better. Yeah. The guys who are playing well are the guys who were low picks, didn't expect much from, or castaways, or one guy you signed for big free agent money. That's it.
It's nothing new.
I know, but I'm just
saying it's almost a complete team then. Here's the thing, Judah Time. The issues are a cornerback. Goody will not make a move at cornerback. He loves Jair too much. He won't make a move. He will not make a move.
The star in the
that's a weakness.
LaFleur spoke out against or about Valentine too, saying, how good they think he is and how. Yeah,
that's a weakness. It makes his team not a complete team, but it will not be adjusted by Goody. Also, center. Goody will not make he will not sit because he screwed up. He took freaking the worst player he could when there was 5 guys there that were better, including Landon Dickerson, Creed Humphrey, freaking the gut from Denver. I mean, there was like 3-4 guys who all could have played center better than Josh Myers, and he fucked up and drafted Josh Myers. Pardon my fuck. And we've had to deal with this piece of crap for 4 years now, and this is his 4th year, isn't it? Yeah. They didn't give him the 5th year option. Didn't pick. Oh, he's a second round pick.
He's a second round. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but he screwed up, and he will not admit it. They will not make a change. They will not draft. They will not trade for a center. But that's the other big weakness on this team is center.
He got hurt there for a few plays, so Jenkins went to center.
Yeah, I know. I saw. But those are the only, and then kicker, which they just cut their kicker again.
Yep.
And they brought in a whole nother. This is their like 7th kicker this year so far.
Doesn't that
count all the guys they had in the offseason and everything else?
If you're a Packer fan who expects, are expecting the ultimate or big things this year, the situation at kicker has to concern you because most of these playoff games come down to.
That's the trade I would make. I would find a team who stinks, who has a decent kicker. I wouldn't be picking up Brandon McManus off the scrap heap because he's got, a bunch of freaking, allegations against him for lewd conduct or whatever. I would trade for a good kicker from a team that stinks, like the Panthers or something like that. Maybe they have a good kicker. I don't know. There's got to be trade the Raiders. They seem to be wanting to sell their guys. Get Carlson's brother. He's good now. Trade for his ass. I don't know. That's where you should use your resources because that's where we're losing games.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's the place where you need to make the move.
And that's where you lose games in the playoffs.
Right, because he's willing to try to bring in 25,000 kickers. So he's not, he's not sold on his kicker. He will not trade for a center. He will not trade for a corner. The only one he would trade for would be a kicker. So you know what? Let's trade for one of the best kickers. Screw it. Go get a damn kicker so we don't fucking watch these guys miss 40-yard freaking field goals constantly and 37-yard field goals when we need them. It made me miss freaking Mason Crosby's weird wounded duck, wobbly weirdo kicks that he has that actually went in.
And you look at, there's so many just kickers that are so good in the league right now, and we just can't get one.
And maybe the teams don't want to part with him, even the teams that are bad, because maybe the kicker's not that old, and they're like, well, hey, we can pay this guy until he's 40 years old to kick, and he'll be good for another 10 years, and they don't want to trade him, and I totally get that. Like if it's a young kicker, that's good. But maybe in a couple weeks, right before the trade deadline, maybe there's another team that's 2-8, or what? Not 2-8, but 2-6. And they're pretty much out of it, right? But they have a really good kicker. Maybe we can trade him a 2nd-round pick. I'll trade a 2nd-round pick for a kicker. I don't care. I won't trade it first, but I'll trade a 2nd-round pick for a kicker who's good, who makes 90% of his kicks, or high 80%, 90%. Like, well, yeah. And he can hit, and he has a long ball.
Yeah,
that's the other problem. These guys they've been getting, they don't have a long ball.
Oh.
And they aren't accurate from long distance, and they're definitely accurate from short distance.
Well, Anders wasn't even they talked about how big his leg was, but he wasn't even that.
No, he wasn't that great.
It was like 55 or so was pretty much as far as he could go. And I'm
not compared to the rest of these guys in the league.
Yeah, I'm like, you got all these dudes who are they're kicking it from almost 60 and it goes through by 5 yards. Damn, these guys can kick the hell out of it, and they kick it straight.
So that's my move. Trade for a damn kicker. I'm
down. Whatever it takes. Because that's what there's going to be tight games along the way that are going to matter. And if you can't make a field goal here when you need it, you lose those games.
A quick shout out to Rich Eisen. I just saw Rich Eisen's top 10 power rankings. Packers are not in his top 10 power rankings. But the Bears were in there at number 10. Because I was watching it. He started at 10. He kept going up. And I'm like, he got the number 4. And the Packers still weren't on there yet. And I was like, wow, he must really think the Packers are good. And then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. He's only got the Chiefs, the Lions, and the Vikings and the Packers left, and there's only 3 spots. Did he not put the Packers in his top 10? He did not put the Packers in his top 10. Rich Eisen, you stupid Aaron Rodgers loving Jets fan. You can kiss it. Anyways, I thought that was ridiculous. He had the Bears in the top 10 on his top 10 and the Packers not in the top 10. Now, Mike Florio's got the Pack at number 6. He's smart. And he's got the Bears at 14.
Where they belong.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a marathon show for you with nothing going on Friday. No shows for us. And you guys enjoy your Packer game coming up.
Dude, we gotta at least spend 5 minutes. The Texans, Packers, Texans. This is freaking. I mean, it's not Lions, Vikings, but it's Packers, Texans. I will say this: shout out anybody who's still watching this. If you stayed this long watching us, for God's sake, go check out the online committee.
Are you getting paid by them? This is like
no. I watch. They're awesome. I love them. They're great.
All right.
They're funny. I like them. I know they're former Viking offensive linemen, but that's okay. They're funny. Anyways, they did a play breakdown of the Texans running game in this last game.
Okay,
it's really scary. They did a really good job of showing a couple of different plays, and they got Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce, who are both really good running backs, and it's bad. Like for a defense, I'm concerned. I'm more concerned about that running game than I am against C.J. Stroud. The other thing I noticed, C.J. Stroud's balls, when he throws them, they're so wussy. It takes a long time to get there. I got a feeling we're going to get some Xavier McKinney and some Evan Williams picks on Sunday.
I got you covered there.
Yeah, because I think these guys they're smart, and they'll react to these slow, wussy balls that C.J. Stroud throws. But the running game is really concerning. So if anybody who's still here watching this, go check out. All you have to do is check out O-Line Committee. Just type in O-Line Committee. It's a YouTube channel, and put Texans, and they break down the Texans running game from the last game. And be scared, because it's scary, especially when you watch my Kenny Clark video. You're going to see a lot of scary stuff. It's maybe only about a 10 or 15 to 20 minute video, but it's good.
But we have 2 things. The Packers have 2 things going for them. Okay, number 1,
you're playing at home.
CJ Stroud is my fantasy quarterback. So
that's good. That's good, because you'll ruin him. Good job.
Helping you out there, Packers. And number 2, offensive coordinators always forget about the run after a little while, even if they're doing good. And then they'll pass too much, and they help them out.
I don't know. I think the Texans are smarter. They're a smarter coaching staff than most.
I don't know.
I think they're a smarter coaching staff than most. They are. They're a good coaching staff, finally.
The Packers offensive coaching staff had us fooled, because when they had to change the game plan to fit their other quarterback, they did. And we were like, these guys are really smart. Look at this.
And they went back to the same dumb crap again.
Yeah.
Like that play I showed the Christian Watson throw in the end zone, where it was just dumb. Yeah. It was a dumb play.
You got to keep it down the red line.
And where's all the cool where's all the cool running plays that we had in the 2 Malik Willis games?
I don't know.
We haven't seen them. Where are they? Where's the cool pulls? Where's the pins? Where's the freaking traps? That's the other thing. Like the O-Line Committee video, that one guy, Boone. Actually, they didn't have the other. Jeremiah Searles wasn't on that video, but Boone's talking about the trap. He's like, this one's in the Trap family, and he's like, the Trap family, is that from Sound of Music? He didn't say Sound of Music, but anyways, I was thinking Sound of Music because I'm a music guy, and I was like, oh, they're called the Von Trap family. But anyways, he was showing the trap plays, and this guy's pulling here, and he's like, oh my God, I love this, and he's going crazy about how these offensive linemen are pulling and moving, and he's like, oh, it's the best when you can pull and move, like you're not doing the same old, zone run to this side and zone run to that side. He's like, it's really cool to be able to do some other stuff and blah, blah. They're showing all these cool runs. And it looked a lot like the Malik Willis game plan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have time, check out the O-Line Committee, Texans video, and hopefully the Packers are checking out that Texans running game, because it's going to be scary. They're looking good.
I know their defense was impressive. Sometimes I watched them in a couple games this year. They looked like they were instinctive. They attack. So Packers have to be ready for that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, even though their offensive line is kind of
the Packers can win.
Yeah, I would think so too. Especially they're at home, and I mean, I think the weather's going to be a lot better than it was last Sunday. But still,
I mean, we didn't talk about we never did a show about the Cardinals game, so we didn't talk about that. I was scared of Kyler Murray.
Well, yeah, but
they did a good job. So, and like I said, I'm not really worried about CJ Stroud. Watch him go out and throw for 500 yards against us or something. But I've watched his film and his balls are just really wussy. It's weird. It takes a long time to get to where it needs. When you watched Aaron Rodgers for so long and then you watch this guy throw and you're like, wow, like it looks like Peyton Manning at the end of his career where, he just had like the guy had to be wide open and he just like read the defense and threw to the open spot, like smart. And CJ Stroud is smart. Like that's what he does. He throws to the open guy. The guy's open by a lot and he anticipates the throw, but it's the anticipation throw that's really in the air a long time. So, I mean, if Xavier McKinney is studying film, I'm expecting a pick or two from him on Sunday. I'm expecting some Evan Williams plays, as long as they can control this running game. And on defense, I think Jordan Love is coming around. He's got to stop doing dumb crap, throw off his back foot, and freaking out when the blitz comes. As long as he's throwing to Dobbs, we're good. But I think he's been way more accurate. I think having the full slate of all these receivers is really helping. You got all the guys you need, and the weapons are there. I think they can handle the Texans. The biggest thing with the Texans is they got a couple good pass rushers with because they got Daniel Hunter from the Vikings, and they got another guy that they drafted, Willis or something with a W. I can't remember, or something. I don't know. There's a guy they drafted last year, really high up. So he's a second-year guy. It's like top 5 pick. But I trust Zach Tom, so we just got to hope Walker can hold up against that edge rush, and they should be okay. So I think the Packers have a good shot of winning this game. I don't know what the score will be because I'm not sure, but I think it'll definitely be close. But if they can't control the run, I think the Packers, it'll turn into one of those. Matt LaFleur just throws the ball too much. It gets away from the run on our side, and then the other team runs down our throats, and we can't stop them. And
dumb.
So we need the team to be smart. Okay, I know you got to go to work tomorrow. I don't have to. That's why I was sleeping before the show, so I'm good. Sorry, I talked for so long, and you're like, "Dang it, I got to work tomorrow." And
almost 3 hours. All right, so put in your final scores.
We haven't done it in a long time.
Put them in. If you got your final scores, put them in. I say 24-19 Green Bay Packers.
Oof. I think it's going to be more than that. I think it's going to be, I'm going to say 34-24 Pack.
Woo! 10-point win?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a 10-point win. I think they're going to be some turnovers. I think the Texans can turn the ball over, which they haven't done much of this year, to be honest, yet on offense. But I think the Packers will be ready for them. And I think CJ Stroud will finally be exposed for the wounded duck noodle arm he has.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, as long as I don't leave him on the bench and I start him, he won't do well. So
I would start him against Jair, but that's just me.
I'll start him because I have to, but it's not been a great year for him or me at this point. But
that's because they're running the ball really well. They don't have to pass that much. Mixon
is kind of a fumbler. Maybe Evan Williams punches a couple out or something.
But he looks really good. He's like really fast and decisive. Yeah. And we know Dameon Pierce is good. I don't know why he got in the doghouse last year. They didn't play him at all.
Yeah.
But they just traded Cam Akers, who they signed in the offseason. They traded him back to the Vikings yesterday, which kind of scares me with Aaron Jones because he's on my fantasy team. So I'm like, why did they trade for Cam Akers? I don't know. They got
because they don't like Ty Chandler that much, probably.
I think they do like Ty Chandler, though. I think Aaron Jones might be hurt more than they're telling us.
Aaron Jones, don't be hurt.
But anyways, that's not a Packer thing. That's a Viking thing. So, but yeah. But I'm just saying, Dameon Pierce is really good. Joe Mixon's really looking good, and their offensive line is really good.
Yeah, you still predict Packers win 34-24. All right.
Yeah, because Diggs is kind of a whiner. They traded for Stephon Diggs, and
it's annoying.
I think Nico Collins got hurt. I think he got hurt. Yeah, so that's good. They do have that Tank Dell guy, I think his name.
He's also on my fantasy team. Hasn't really done much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he scares me a little bit because he's so shifty and crazy.
He's
but
not really done much. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying those are guys that concern me. But I think they can win. I think 34-24. Pack blow them out. Jordan Love throws for a bunch of yards, and there you go.
Damn, Jordan Love. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope so. All right. Well, you guys have a good one. Enjoy your rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. And just remember to always listen to John Buffner, because John calls for it all the time. Subscribe, like, loves this show. See, John, this isn't a plant either. We didn't say that.
No, he's a Bills fan.
Loves this show.
He's a Bills fan who watched the Packers show because of Malik Willis.
Mm.
How does that? Doesn't even make any sense. I don't know what the combination, what the through line is there, John. Why you love Malik Willis so much and you're a Bills fan, but he got you to watching us, and we appreciate you watching us, and we appreciate everybody. There's a lot of talk there, a lot of chat tonight. I like it. Judith Time, John Mayer, Lee's back. Lee's always there.
John loves. Lee's a new dad. He's going to be up all the time.
Freaking Lee! Of course, you be watching Pack Haveman Bros on rerun from years ago.
When you're insomniac looking for stuff to do while you're up with your baby, just put on some old shows and relive and enjoy. You can go back now that we've seen what's happened. You can be like, damn, those guys are right then. They were right then. They were right then. They were right. What? Just go back and enjoy.
A 3-hour show. What are we doing?
I know. Well, you showed a lot of plays. We had to get to Kenny Clark. We had to say
Todd Zervin, Algoma Love. There you go.
We had to talk about the Jets, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams nonsense, which is going to be great to watch it. Just the Jets are all excited. Oh my God, Woody Johnson! Did you hear him? They're going to kick some ass now. And oh my God,
this is it's better than it's better than any reality show on TV. If you like that kind of crap,
they'll probably
the drama is in full fledged there.
I mean, the Bills are the only team that's scaring them in their division. So if they can somehow get past them, they'll make the playoffs. But
I think the Jets might make the playoffs based on how terrible the AFC is, which is so weird because I swear just last year in the offseason, everybody's like, the AFC is so good and the NFC sucks. And within 1 year, the NFC is all of a sudden got a bunch of good teams and the AFC sucks. It's really weird.
That's how it goes. It flips like that fast.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. You guys have a good one. Be good. Stay good. As always, take care of yourselves. Remember this one, and then we'll get you out of here. Look, man.
Listen, the Vikings have only been around.
Never has anyone been so
much
synergized about the Vikings except me and Ben.
Why are our voices so high? And my voice that high too?
Yeah, you went up by
the Vikings. The Vikings. It was like Mickey Mouse. Oh boy, the Vikings. Should it be like Mickey Mouse, or should it be like Elmo?
Lee's still around. Lee, enjoy those. Enjoy that baby. Fletcher Lee.
Remember Mr. Noodle?
Fletcher Lee. Wait a minute. So Lee's his last name? Did I just figure that out?
Lee's last name? Maybe.
God damn.
We already did it, Lee. You did it, Lee. Man, that baby has got you.
Maybe he fell asleep when the baby was.
Yep.
Or maybe he was changing a diaper.
You know what you're gonna be watching? You know what you watch a lot, Lee? I don't know if you even have it. I watch a lot of Game Show Network at 2 a.m. A lot of Nick at Night, like Friends and other Cheers and old shows that are on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Because
he's got all the on-demand stuff now.
Yeah,
you were a young dad back in the dark ages.
2003.
Holy crap! Callie Packer just showed up. Veteran kicker Will. See,
yeah, we got one.
We'll see.
See, Lee, you son of a gun. That's okay.
He was dozing. Hey, you're a dad. You're gonna be dozing for any hour of the day for the next several months. So
how this show could put anybody to sleep, I don't know. Just two idiots talking for 3 hours. I think we just keep going for another minute and 40 seconds.
Oh, come on.
We might as well do it. Hit the 3 hour mark. I don't know if we've ever had a 3 hour show. I feel sorry for anybody who's actually watching this crap this long.
What else? Well, I mean, so we talked about the defense. All right, offensive players. Who has impressed you so far this season? Who's really looking good to you? Other than
this last week, Tucker Kraft, Ben Sims, Sean Bryan.
He's doing pretty good.
I think he's doing pretty good out there. Watching the film, I kind of liked Jordan Morgan as well in this game.
I thought so too. To be honest,
I was impressed with those two guys in this game.
So maybe Myers needs to get the hell out, put Jenkins at center like they've been talking about for 10 million years, and just let those two other guys play guard.
Yeah. I mean, they did it on the secondary. Play your best 5 guys. And that means Myers is out and Morgan is in.
Are you trying to tell me that the Packers coaches are finally just going to play the right guys, though
the new coaches on defense are doing it, but the old coaches on offense aren't because they're still playing the wrong guys. Well, no, that's not true.
They made the change with Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, they made trade.
Musgrave to play. You got Jaden Reed getting the bulk of the he plays all the time. Romeo's back in there. As soon as he's back on the field, right? Christian Watson
No offensive line can have a mistake-free game. I mean, there's 5 guys. You can't have all 5 be perfect the whole time. Like nobody can be perfect. I don't think anyone can be perfect the whole game.
Yeah,
but I would say maybe a penalty-free game would be nice once. They do always seem to have at least 1 or 2 penalties on them.
Romeo did well, man. We gave him his flowers earlier. Kelly Pack.
Oh, yep. Romeo
is important, and they all a bunch of these guys, like we said before, fit together, right? So you got Romeo does his thing, Watson has his role, like his touchdown pass. No, he does that better. He can run away from people, and if you get a situation where you get a safety to come up or whatever, and he's already running full speed,
you're screwed.
It doesn't matter who's there. It doesn't matter how many yards are between him and the safety. That guy's never going to be able to catch up to him. So
the key is don't have him do the 5-yard comeback route because he doesn't have a quick acceleration.
Well, and he's kind of better isn't he kind of better from in tight versus being split out wide?
Yeah, he's really good at in tight crossing route or in tight deep whatever. I don't know what the hell they call those routes.
It's like a deep over or whatever because he can then kind of run you can't.
He can run away against man coverage and he can put pressure on zone coverage by doing that.
And the safeties can't really judge how fast he's coming at him because they're sitting back there, right? So I think he
starts off. Yeah, he starts off slower because his acceleration doesn't kick in until his 3rd step, and then he's boom, gone. Where Devontae Wicks or Dontavian Wicks, for instance. He's great. We saw it in this game. Quick comeback, catches it, turns upfield, gets another 7-8 yards. Yeah. That's who's the guy who should be getting those passes, not Christian Watson. Though earlier in the season, they were throwing those passes to Christian Watson, and he did nothing with them. He did nothing with them. Wicks always does stuff with them.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed, of course, you can do anything with him. He's pretty much good at everything, but he's short, so that's his problem.
Yep.
Dobbs is the best with hand-eye coordination, ball in the air, making a play on the ball. You need a for sure 3rd down hands catch. You're good with him. So that's the thing and then of course Bo Melton with the speed on the end rounds and crap like that.
Just running dudes off, and he blocks as good as any.
Blocks hard. Yep. And Malik Heath had a bad game, but normally he's good. So,
and Malik Heath he's tough. He'll make contested catches, all that good stuff. But it's interesting about Watson because if you even watch that touchdown play, he doesn't really do much on his route. He just kind of runs. But
Buda Baker's not fast either.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's not like he's not like Wicks, who's making a shifty move that's gonna juke some guy out or get some guy to turn his hips or whatever.
Well, Watson doesn't have agility. He doesn't do that.
He's just so fast that all you got to do is kind of curve it a little bit, and the guys can't catch him.
I mean, they need to start using the players for what they can do. Stop it with the Luke Musgrave. How many times we see the Luke Musgrave tight end screen? What are we doing?
Or the flat, yeah.
We can't freaking run with him after the catch. Send him downfield, throw it deep. Same thing, Christian Watson. And use Tucker Kraft as your guy you want the screen to. I mean, anybody who has half a brain can watch these games and know what the guys are good at. Stop making them do things they're not good at. Put them in their best position to succeed with what they're best at. And that's how you win games. And that's how they look good this week. So we did it. 3 hours of nonsense blabbing by a couple of idiots. We did it, you guys. Yes. I don't know how you people watch this crap.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Because Lee takes a nap. That's fine.
True. Maybe you got to take a nap halfway through.
All right. We try to hit all the coasts too. We have Callie Packer enough time.
He finally showed up after going whatever he was doing.
Well, he lives out west. So
I know. And over him, it's like 9 o'clock by him right now, right?
Yeah.
Or 8 or whatever the hell time. 9 o'clock. Yeah.
All right. Be good, guys. We'll catch you next week. Go Pack, go. We hope they win another one. They're going to have to, the way the NFC North is going. And don't forget about Lions and Vikings.
Vikings. Fun to watch. 2 awesome games at noon. It's the exact same time. Stupid. That should be your Sunday night and your Monday night game right there. Or your 4 o'clock and your Sunday night. But whatever. NFL screwed up again.
All right. Well, hopefully Packers get it done.
Yep.
See you guys next week. Be good.
Tell me why, unicorn,